गिरिवरधारी यशोधनन्दन व्रजजनरञ्जन यशोदा यमुनतीरावनचारि यमुनतीरा हरे हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम राम। हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम गौरता। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस अभय चरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की। ISKCON founder Acharya, BBT founder Acharya, savior of the whole world, Srila Prabhupada ki. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की नमचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपिका श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की मथुरापुरी धाम की पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की गंगा मैया की यमुना मैया की भक्ति देवी की श्रीमती तुलसी महारानी की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की श्री श्री राधा वृंदावन चंद्र की श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की श्री श्री गौर निताय की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामिन इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशधारिणे वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरोन् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च ओम ज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन् इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती इति नामिने श्रीवार्षभानवी देवी दयिताय कृपाब्धये कृष्ण संबंध विज्ञान दायिने प्रभवे नमः माधुर्योज्वल प्रेमाढ्य श्रीरूपानुगभक्तिद श्रीगौर करुणाशक्ति विग्रहाय नमोस्तुते नमस्ते गौरवाणी श्रीमूर्तये दीनतारिणे रूपानुग विरुद्ध अपसिद्धांत ध्वान्तहारिणे नमो गौरकिशोराय साक्षाद् वैराग्यमूर्तये विप्रलम्भ रसाम्बोधे पादाम्बुजाय ते नमः नमो भक्ति विनोदाय सच्चिदानंद नामिने गौरशक्ति स्वरूपाय रूपानुगवरायते गौर आविर्भाव भूमिस्त्वं निर्दिष्ट सज्जन प्रियः वैष्णव सार्वभौम श्री जगन्नाथाय ते नमः वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः पंचतत्वात्मकं कृष्णं भक्तरूप स्वरूपकं भक्तावतारं भक्ताख्यं नमामि भक्तशक्तिकं हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते जयतां सुरतौ पंगोर मम मतिर्गति मत्सर्वस्व पदाम्भोजो राधा मदन मोहनौ दिव्यादृन्दारण्यकल्पद्रुमादः श्रीमद्रत्नागार सिंहासनस्थौ श्रीमद्राधा श्रीलगोविन्ददेवौ पृष्ठालिभिः सेव्यमानो स्मरामि श्रीमान् सरसारंभी वंशीवटतटस्थितः कर्षणवेणुस्वनैर्गोपीर्गोपीनाथाय श्रेयस्तु नः तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा, वेलकम to our Bhakti Vaibhav course, fourth canto. I'm very happy to be with you all and getting opportunity to serve you in some way, small way. And special thanks to His Grace Vilas Vardhan Prabhu. Yourself, na? I'm getting confused. For engaging me in his and other services. So we'll be discussing from fourth canto. I was told from 13th chapter, 13 to 17th. In all, there are around 184 verses. We have 5 days, Monday to Friday. If possible, we are supposed to cover 37 verses per day. The way the descriptions are, it seems like we may cover before also. A lot of places. Prabhupada gives purports. Srila Vishnu Chakra Thakur doesn't give any purport. Many places, for at least first few chapters. So we'll discuss for sections. We'll refer to Subodhini. For commentary, we'll discuss Vishnu Chakra Thakur's commentary, and Prabhupada purports are anyway our guidelines. This will be 3 things. 13th chapter of 4th canto. The chapter is description of the descendants of Dhruva Maharaj. Earlier you discussed about Dhruva Maharaj around 5 chapters,
Yes.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Very elaborately that pastime. This dynasty comes from Swayambhu Manu, very glorious dynasty. Hence, further description also has to be there. Who all came next to Dhruva Maharaj. Dhruva Maharaj was certainly glorious, but others also. He says the link is hearing that Narad Muni glorified Dhruva Maharaj at the sacrifice of the Prachetas, 4.12.41 to 43. Vidura inquires about the Prachetas. First 5 slokas are Vidura inquires about the Prachetas. So we'll see them. Please repeat. We'll see. We'll have sloka recitation also. And in case we are lagging, then we'll skip it. Then only translations and commentaries. Suta Uvacha Shamya Kausha Ravino Dhruvasya Vaikuntha Padadhirohanam Prarudha Bhava Bhagavatyaghyokshaje Prashtum Punastam Viduraha Prachakrame. Sut Goswami, continuing to speak to all the rishis, headed by Shaunak, said, after hearing Maitreya Rishi describe Dhruva Maharaj's ascent to Lord Vishnu's abode, Vidura became very much enlightened in devotional service, devotional emotion, and he inquired from Maitreya as follows. Srila Sridhar Swami in his commentary, in the first verse describes what the chapter talks about. And Srila Vishwanath Thakur also does the same thing. Prabhupada also does it in one sense, not for first few cantos, But here also you can see that trend is not there. But somewhere later, maybe from the fifth canto, maybe or fourth canto later part, he starts as soon as the chapter name and then immediately the summary of the whole chapter. Certainly, Prabhupada differs from earlier acharyas who give succinctly in 1, 2, 3 lines the summary of the whole chapter, whereas Prabhupada gives almost 1 page, sometimes more than 1 page also. So he kind of gives the whole chapter only, but still in summary only. So here Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, hope the other students have joined online. Even if they don't join, we'll continue. In the 13th chapter, King Anga gives birth to a son called Vena by sacrifice. Because of the evil nature of his son, the king becomes disgusted and leaves the kingdom. So short. He performed sacrifice, King Anga, and got a son, Vena. But then because the child son is not good natured, evil nature, he got disgusted and left the kingdom. So this is in one shot our life also. Or for that matter, as Lochandas Thakur says about Nityam Prabhu's advent in this world. हेनो अवतारे झारति ना जनमिलो लोचन बोले से पापी येलो आर गेलो. So Lochandas Thakur says, anybody who did not develop his attachment to such merciful incarnation as Sri Nityam Prabhu, such a sinful rascal only took birth and died. Oh, but he lived for 70, 80 years. That has no value because for all those 70, 80 years, he did not worship. He did not even know about Nityam Prabhu. He was only into meat eating, gambling, illicit sex, intoxication, performed, committed unlimited sinful activities, died, and destination hell for sure. For many, 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 many years like that. So life is like this only. In childhood, you might have seen that something like one small booklet would be there, this much size only, and you just brush through it very quickly. Then something like a batsman or somebody is seen to be in action. Some ball comes and he lifts the bat backward and he hits the ball, something like that. Or maybe something like thumbs up may come, some kind of. So if you see page by page, if you go, it's like this, like this, like this. He's taking thumbs up bottle, like this, like this, like this, like this. One page. But if you brush through the whole book in quick way, then he just takes drinks and then he keeps it down and says thumbs up. Some thumbs up advertise. So like that life is in one sense. Life is very short. Here you see Anga Maharaj life in one sense is our life also, that we also get disgusted. Material life means disgust only, and one who understands this, though it may take many lifetimes, bahunam janmanam ante jnanvan mam prapadyate, that after many lifetimes of being in this material world trying to enjoy sense gratification, one realizes, oh, there is no happiness here, it was all in vain, I wasted my time in this life, I wasted many lifetimes like this. Now let me go for Krishna bhajan. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. Krishna is end all and be all. This realization dawns in the heart of such a sincere soul. It takes many lifetimes. But here Anga is a pure devotee of the Lord. We'll get to know about him and analyze as the acharyas give many things. How many of you read all entire Srimad Bhagavatam? Okay, at least this canto have you read? Both canto? 4 devotees have read. 5. Good. So you know the pastime already, but we will still go through. So Vidur became very much enlightened in devotional emotion, and he inquired from Maitreya as follows. I will not go through the entire purport of Srila Prabhupada, but commentary of Srila Vishnu Thakur will do see. We'll see, but it is short anyway. Prabhupada writes in the purport that the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and the devotees are so fascinating that neither the devotee who is describing them nor the devotee who is hearing is at all fatigued by the inquiries and answers. Hope you all don't get fatigued by 2 p.m. and nor should I be fatigued. Transcendental subject matter is so nice that no one becomes tired of hearing or speaking. Others who are not devotees may think, how can people devote so much time simply to talk of God? But devotees are never satisfied or satiated in hearing and speaking about the Supreme Person of Godhead or about his devotees. The more they hear and talk, the more they become enthusiastic to hear. The chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra is simply the repetition of the three words Hare Krishna and Ram. But still, devotees can go on chanting this Hare Krishna mantra 24 hours a day without feeling fatigue. How many of you can chant 24 hours a day without fatigue? Have you tried ever? Jai. How many times? Hmm. Great. So what Prabhupada writes in his purports, we should cross-check whether I have come up to the mark, up to the expectation of Srila Prabhupada. So devotees can go on chanting this Hare Krishna mantra 24 hours a day, though it is just the repetition of three words, Hare Krishna and Ram. So that means we can at least conclude if we are not gone on for 24 hours anytime in our life, I am not a devotee. As simple as that. Because Prabhupada says, still devotees can go on chanting 24 hours a day. So I am not a devotee. But I want to be a devotee. I want to chant 24 hours a day without fatigue. Hope that day will come. Tabe habe bolo, se dina mar. That day, when that day be mine, and I'll be able to go on chanting without fatigue 24 hours a day. Like that. Okay, next. Vidura uvacha kete pracetaso nama kasya patyani suvrata kasyanvavaye prakhyataha putra va tatra masata. Vidur inquired from Maitreya, O greatly advanced devotee, who were the Prachetas? To which family did they belong? Whose sons were they? And where did they perform the great sacrifices? How many questions? 4 questions. Kete, who were they? Prachetas. Kasya apattani, apatyani. Whose sons were they? Kasyanvavaye. Anvavaye means in the family. To which family did they belong? Prakhyata. Kutrava samasataha. Whose sons were they? And that is already covered in the second verse. In translation, Prabhupada has taken his third. Kutrava satramasata. Where did they perform the great sacrifices? Because it was mentioned in that sacrifice, Narad Muni glorified Dhruva Maharaj. So what? These things are not known. So that's why they are inquiring. They were very sharp, kind of Shrutidhars. So they would remember. Now, if we hear narrations like that, and the speaker says that, I will tell this reason later. And he goes on with his narration and he ends the class also after half an hour, 1 hour. Many people don't even remember that he had said that I will tell this later. Like that. Some people capture and in the question, Prabhu, you said that you would tell that later, but I did not hear that. Could you please tell? And then all the audience may remember, yeah, he had told, but he forgot to, he also forgot, speaker, and like that. Sometimes, many times it happens with me. I get one story and in that something else comes and in that something else and like this, like that, lot of detour and I forget what is the original subject matter that then I ask the audience and audience is also confused. You said about Dhritarashtra, Dhritarashtra was long before. After that what? So everybody has to scratch their head and sometimes somebody come and sometimes it happens nobody remembers. I to anyway don't remember. They also. Then I tell them, okay, chalo. Hmm? What is that? Mattah smrutir jnanam apohanam cha. Paramatma doesn't want us to discuss this now. So we'll go on. Hmm. But they are very sharp. So we pray, we get such ability that we hear the class with rapt attention. Today morning, not today morning, who was telling? Maharaj only was telling in Japa talk. Holiness Bhaktivedanta Rukmini Krishna Goswami Maharaj was telling that Prabhupada in first canto, third chapter maybe, talks about that one should hear with rapt attention. And who can hear with rapt attention? Only one who is pure in his mind. Who is pure in his mind? One who is pure in his actions. Who is pure in his actions? One who is pure in his eating, sleeping, mating, and defending. Very nice japa talk Maharaj gave today morning. So uh, it's not so easy to be wrapped in attention while hearing. Lot of distraction. His Holiness Radhan Swami Maharaj says there are weapons of mass destruction and there are weapons of mass distractions. Weapons of mass destruction. Now Iran, Israel war is going on for how long now? 1 month? More than a month? Yeah, more than a month. How many of you saw those cannons and I don't know what else, skirts, missiles they use? Did you see? Okay, take a forget that is too far, Iran and Israel. Did you see in your own country somebody with gun saying, "Hey, hands up, I'll shoot you"? Or huh? We have not seen weapons of mass destruction, but weapons of mass distractions, they are in our pockets only. They are on our table. They are all surrounding. Here this is okay. I have one smallest, then mobile. I did not bring laptop and so many other things we have. So weapons of mass destruction are all around us and they are distracting wonderfully all of us every moment. Even if we don't have that weapon of mass distraction with us, we are so distracted that we, hey, bro, did you see my mobile? Where did I? I forgot it in the mobile only, in the locker only. Oh, let me go quickly. Hmm, like that. So much attraction to weapons of mass distraction. Already there is sufficient distraction, and there is desire to be further more distracted also by possessing that weapon of mass distraction with us. It's there in the locker, but I want it to be with me so that I can be more distracted. In that smartphone, this comes weekly report. Do you get it? How much mobile you use? How much? How many of you use button phone? You are fortunate souls. Other three and myself four. I think we have smartphones. So this is the worst thing, more than laptop also. Laptop is not so handy. This is in the pocket only. And in that weekly report comes how much text messages you send, how many hours, how much. For me, recording also comes, I think, in that. So I keep recording a lot of lectures. If every lecture I give, I record also. And then how much email you used, and something like that. So 4 5 things, and that all together goes daily 2 2.5 hours, 3 3.5 hours, sometimes even up to 4 hours. For me, I am saying. Anyway, a lot of recording goes on, so that is plus point. Now like recording is going on, but I'm not using that mobile at all. But that will also be shown kind of. So we have to be careful not to get distracted because we are quite weak. We are not Shrutidhar. Manda sumanda matayo, manda bhagya hi upadruta. Already we are dull-headed. Yes, this is Kali Yuga. All of us are stamped to be dull-headed. And by using these weapons of mass distraction, we become furthermore distracted. Maharaj told very nice point. So 6 points. One of them is Maunam, helps us to control our mind. So Maunam, though I may not be speaking, but I am speaking by sending text message to one of you or 10 of you. So I am speaking. So Maun Vrat I am not following. Though it seems my lips are closed only, but my mind is working and I am typing something there and I'm sending. So Maun is not there in one sense. So that way my mind is not coming under control because by Maun Vrat, mind comes under control. And I appear to be having Maun Vrat, but I am not having one Maun Vrat. I am speaking through that text message like that. In fact, the moment I speak, then that person also responds, yeah, yeah, yes, Prabhu, yeah, I will book the cab for you. And then I may again, thank you, like that. I'm expecting also. Uh, hope he has seen the message, and he will text back also, he will reply like that. So we need to be extremely cautious in this age of distraction. In the commentary, Chakravarti says, in the previous chapter, it was mentioned that Narad recited some verses about Dhruva at the sacrifice of the Prachetas, 4.12.40. If you want to see, 4.12.40. महिमानं विलोक्यास्य नारदो भगवान् ऋषिः आतोद्यं वितुदः श्लोकान् सत्रे अगायत् प्रचेतसाम्. After observing the glories of Dhruva Maharaj, the great sage Narada, playing his veena, went to the sacrificial arena of the Prachetas and very happily chanted the following three verses. And a glorification is also there uh, in three verses. So that was the place, 40th verse of the 12th chapter, where after observing all these glories, he went to the sacrifice of the Prachetas and glorified Dhruva Maharaj. So then Dhruva Maharaj was already narrated. Narad Muni is well known. But who are these Prachetas? That is not known. So that's why inquiry is made by Vidura to Maitreya. Okay, third. Manne Mahabhagavatam Naradam Devadarshanam Yena Proktah Kriya Yogaha Paricharya Vidirharehe. Vidura continued, I know that the great sage Narada is the greatest of all devotees. He has compiled the Pancharatrika procedure of devotional service and has directly met the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So about Narad Muni is not going to ask anyway, but he just mentioned it. So Prabhupada talks in approaching the Supreme Lord, there are two processes, Bhagavad Vidhi and Pancharatrika Vidhi. Pancharatrika Vidhi is the method of temple worship, and Bhagavad Vidhi is the system of 9 processes which begin with hearing and chanting. The Krishna Consciousness movement accesses both processes simultaneously and thus enables one to make steady progress on the path of realization of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This Pancharatrika procedure was first introduced by the great sage Narada, as referred to here by Vidura. What I have heard from His Holiness Bhakti Rasamrita Swami Maharaj in his Char Dham Yatra lectures is that for 5 consecutive nights, Narad Muni approached Lord Badrinath at Badrikashram and inquired from him how to worship you, how to worship the deity. So then Lord spoke very elaborately for all those 5 nights. So that's why Pancharatri, 5 nights like that. It was all night time discussion. I don't know why Maharaj did not mention that. Why not in the daytime? Why only in the night? That I don't know. But it was for all 5 nights. Huh? No, no, no. To Lord Badrinath. Lord Badrikashram. So Lord Badrinath was there. Narad Muni approached him for 5 nights. And then Lord speaks. And that only Narad Muni might have written down, which became famous as Pancharatrik Vidhi. Like that. So if you see in the morning, for most of us, we have morning program, which is all in the temple hall. So all kind of Pancharatriki Vidhi, though we are performing Bhagavad Vidhi also, hearing, chanting, etc. And then evening we go out for preaching, either book distribution or house program and all. So that is Bhagavad Vidhi purely. So we have both, Bhagavad Vidhi also and Pancharatriki Vidhi also. Sometimes we have combination of the two in one sense, preaching through deity worship. We take Lord Jagannath out on the street on the Rath cart. And so deity is also being worshipped there on the cart. We are dancing in front, we are singing, and so much preaching is also happening. That's a very amazing way. Srila Chakravarti says, Kriya Yoga Paricharya Vidhi refers to Pancharatra scripture. Fourth, Swadharma Shila He Purushair Bhagavan Yagya Purushaha Ijjamano Bhaktimata Naradene Ritah Kilah. While all the Prachetas were executing religious rituals and sacrificial ceremonies and thus worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead for his satisfaction, the great sage Narada described the transcendental qualities of Dhruva Maharaj, who is saying, Vidura is saying, he inquired about Prachetas, but he is telling all these things also. You all follow your close book, you will study the purports, hopefully. Not that, what is Narad Pancharatra? No? Pancharatra, okay. Maybe Pancharatra word, Pancharatra. So two lines before and two, that line and next two lines. Answer is done. Hope you don't read purport like that. You read start to end, where it is written purport from that whatever the next word till the last or till the next verse, Sanskrit verse begins. Hope you do that. So I'm not reading the whole purport. I'm just skipping it. You go through it. And Chakravartipad writes, the Lord having been worshipped by the Prachetas who practiced their duties, Swadharma Shilai, was then praised by Narada. So the little difference comes. Ijjamano Bhaktimata by the devotee. At least I have found here some difference. If you read the translations of this, whatever the reason. The great sage Narada described the transcendental quality of Dhruva Maharaj. That is written here. And here it is said, the Lord, who is the enjoyer of the sacrifice, worshipped by the Prachetas, who performed their duty, was praised by devoted Narada. Narad Muni glorified the Lord, according to Chakravartipad. And Prabhupada says, Narad Muni glorified Dhruva Maharaj. He did speak about Dhruva Maharaj, but in this particular shloka, little difference is presented. Anyway, it doesn't matter. When you glorify the Lord, his devotees automatically are to be glorified. And when you glorify the devotees, their Lord Master has to be glorified anyway. Little Sanskrit specific. Yagya Purusha is there. Swadharma Shilai Purushair Bhagavan Yagya Purusha. So mention of Lord is definitely there. Bhagavan is there, Supreme Godhead. Yagya Purusha, the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Ijjamano was worshipped. Bhaktimata by the devotee whose name is Narada, Naradena by him. Iritaha described. Okay, ठीक है. Fifth one. Yasta deva rushina tatra वर्णिता भगवत कथः मह्यम शुश्रूषवे ब्रह्मन् कार्स्नेन आचष्टुमर्हसि. My dear Brahman, how did Narad Muni glorify the Supreme Personality of Godhead and what pastimes were described in that meeting? I am very eager to hear of them. Kindly explain fully about that glorification of the Lord. So earlier he asked about Prachetas, and then in between he said, I know Narad Muni, is something about Narad Muni he spoke. So Narad Muni glorified the pastimes of the Lord. So what pastimes? And I am eager to hear of them. Explain about that glorification of the Lord. That specific glorification also Vidura is interested in. In the purport, Prabhupada says, what Vidura was anxious to hear from Maitreya, we can also hear 5,000 years later, provided we are very eager. So what we are eager for, we will get in life. As Bible, Jesus says, knock and door shall open. Now you see, we came here, almost 45 minutes are over, and we have been peacefully sitting here. But imagine somebody knocked the door. Though it is open, but outside person may not know. Door is also very thick, I think. So he may not know, and he knocks the door. Immediately, one of us will have to. I am speaker, I may not, but one of the 6 devotees here has to go and open the door because somebody is eager to come in, and he feels it is locked. It is not locked, but he feels. So we will allow him because it is allowed. So like that. Whatever we want to know in life, that's what Krishna will arrange around. Look, watch carefully your life. How many of you have realization that you're looking for something and you got it? You get it through different means. Some devotee may speak it, or you may come across it in a book, or just somewhere it will come. From somewhere Lord will send. Mattah smrutir jnanam apohanam cha. In one sense, you are looking forward for that knowledge. You want to know something. Just like this Iran-Israel war only, in one sense, it has been going on for a long time, and I did not know much. I only knew it was going on. So in between, no news came, so I thought it is stopped. But yesterday I was in BCEC, and there very elderly devotees there, 81, 82 years old. So I just asked, "How are you, Prabhu? Where are your deities?" And like that. And then because he was a soldier in Indian Army earlier, so just I asked him, "You are 81, 82 years old. So very good. What is the reason for your good health and all that? You are very nice." He said, "In the army, we were trained like anything, and I fought in 2 wars, Kargil and something like that. And before that, we were taken to Hyderabad, and 3 days there was such a exercise, this, that." He was telling many things like that. Then I said, "At what age you got retired?" He said, 66. And then 66 to now what? So that also he was telling. And then I thought this person is knowing about this. So I just happened to ask it him. So that Iran-Israel war is over or what? So no, 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 no. And then he took the chair and he started speaking so many things. By 10 minutes he spoke. And I got all the necessary information, that basic thing about that war, which I am supposed to know, which I knew nothing of that. I only knew that state of, what that? Area of state of hormones. Hormuz, something that much only I had read somewhere. That also I forgot. What state something. So he told all the details, how China is with Iran, and how Bharat got some help he provided to Iran. So they provided 3 boat full of oil, and India doesn't have so much problem. The 30-40% of the oil is supplied from there, and they have taken now whole possession. They are not allowing. America is angry. This, that, all the details. I thought very good. If I start doing research on net or somewhere, I will waste 3, 4, 5, 10 hours. But by hearing that devotee for 10, 15 minutes, I got the whole information, which basic, which I am supposed to know little bit. Mhm. Mhm. Now you see, because I did hearing of that, now kirtanam of that happened. For last 1, 2 months, I did not speak in my lectures. I only spoke Iran-Israel war is going on. And then I did not know anything about it. So I could not speak second line. So that's why hearing what we hear is very important. But I was telling, I was eager to know about that war. So Krishna arranged through that ex-serviceman of Indian army. But how will he not know about other armies, particularly the war which is already going on, isn't it? And it's a hot topic in the world, isn't it? Because the whole world is getting affected by it. So whatever you are looking for, Krishna will arrange. You see how I went all the way to Vishal Nagar to know about war? No. I went to give a class, BG 1.1. That is also war. Sainya Nirikshan. Observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. But I also wanted to observe the army of Israel and Iran, not with these eyes, Nayane, Ribo, Sada, or sometimes, but through my ears I wanted to hear. So Krishna arranged that ex-serviceman, and our conversation also. Never, I went 3, 4 times before this. I never talked to him so much as yesterday. Somehow I just asked him about his deities and this and that. So whatever you are looking for, Krishna will arrange. Knock and door shall open. Seek and thou shalt find. Like that. Whatever you seek. Like that. That's why in Gundicha Mandir Marjan, if you see, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, we have to clean it. So devotees swept it, the whole floor. Then he said, now we have to look for finer particles. The final particles are not so much on the floor now, they are in the cracks. So now, because Mahaprabhu gave, it was a very guided task. Now they have to get into cracks also. Mm. And they could get it. They could get it, which in the first round they had skipped it. Because Mahaprabhu said, let's sweep it. So they swept it. But he said, now we have to go for finer particles which are, what do you call, stuck in the cracks and all that. And then they could get it. So thus, what you look for, you will get it. So are you sincerely looking for? The problem is we are not so sincere. Many times we say, I wanted to know that, but I never came to know about it. No, you did not want to know about it. If you wanted, you would have been provided the information. For sure. Like many questions we have, no? Many of the commentaries we read and about some acharyas. And if you want to know, it is all there. It is all there. About Purushottam Das Thakur. Yesterday, day for yesterday, his disappearance or something was there. Huh? Parameshwari Das? Okay, not Purushottam, no? Okay, Parameshwari Das Thakur. So how many of you know about Parameshwari Das Thakur? So that whole day passed by, we knew today is his appearance is whatever. Whether it's appearance or disappearance, we are supposed to know about that person basically, isn't it? So but we did not know. And last year also, you were all ISKCON devotees. Last year also that Parameshwari Das Thakur's, what is that appearance, disappearance. But we didn't know. So if you want to know, you can know. Nowadays AI is there, Google is there, Chrome is there, and so many other things are there. Nowadays we have this our what do you call calendar in our mobile, and there only at least some information about that acharya is definitely there. So don't blame others that I wanted to know this but I did not come to know. Nobody is to be blamed. You yourself, because you are not so eager about it. If you are eager, like some arm race is made, huh? Does that information get skipped from your domain? No, your friends circle. Somebody will tell you, Prabhu, armrest is being distributed in three timers. Acha, three. I am from two timer kitchen, but if armrest is in three timer kitchen, I will go there. And you'll definitely go with glass, maybe with a jar, maybe with bucket, maybe with a barrel. Hope not that overhead tank of 5,000 liter or 50,000 liter. So, isn't it? Yes or not? Yes or not? We come to know of it or not. So, like that. Ants, you see, somewhere mango juice is fallen or some sugar particles. How would they come? Within matter of few minutes or so. By mistake, you might have spilled over some grain, what do you call, sugar particles. And you go for 1-2 hours later, you come back, you find many ants there. How did they sense it? For 1-2 hours, you did not even remember or did not even click to you that some sugar particles had fallen. Because you are not so keen about it, but the ants are very keen. So they come. Lord arranges for them to what kind of power they have, isn't it? So small in that smelling is generally through nose. So how small will be the nose of those ants? And how they come there? Huh? Very subtle, huh? But to some extent it will be gross also. It is not that subtle. Subtle body has mind, intelligence, and false ego. Gross body has these senses. So for them, that sense is very powerful. Nose may be small, but that within the nose, the power, what they call olfactory, something word is there, I think. Hmm? That sense, so they can smell it. Similarly, that a dog can sense. He'll smell the dead body, murdered body, and then he will take the police all the way, whatever, 1, 2, 3 kilometers away, and exactly catch somebody, and that person must be the murderer. Hmm? If the police investigate, then they find out, yeah, he has at least some connection with that murder. So how that fellow can know? Amazing. So know for sure that if you want to know anything, you'll come to know. And if you don't come to know, that means you are not so keen about it. You are not eager about it. So here he is very eager. What Vidur was anxious to hear from Maitreya, we can also hear 5,000 years later, provided we are very eager. Prabhupada's words are very well chosen. See what he's saying. What Vidura was anxious to hear. He could have said what Vidura was eager to hear. Eager is not eager and anxious. Difference is there or not? Eager means wanted to know. Anxious means like direly wanted to know. Very more eager. And he was kind of, Arey, I have to know, I have to know, I have to know. Like, some kind of anxiety. So what Vidura was anxious to hear from Maitreya, we can also hear 5,000 years later, provided we are not just eager, we are very eager. So we are not very eager, for sure. Sixth, Maitreya Uvacha ध्रुवस्य चोत्कलः पुत्रः पीतरी प्रस्थिते वनम् सार्वभौमश्रियं नैच्छद् अधिराजासनं पितुः. The great sage Maitreya replied, My dear Vidura, When Maharaj Dhruva departed for the forest, his son Utkala did not desire to accept the opulent throne of his father, which was meant for the ruler of all the lands of this planet. How long did Dhruva Maharaj rule on earth? 36,000 years. And you see, just the next generation's son who was given birth, was raised, who stayed with his father, Dhruva Maharaj, he did not even rule the earth for 3.5 days also, or 36 hours also. 36 minutes, not even for 36 seconds. You see? So that shows clearly how everybody is different only. We say ना that अगर संग मिला तो अफेक्ट हो जाएगा, तो संघ का भी प्रभाव होता है लेकिन अपने गुणों का भी रहता है, isn't it? Now see, he is born, he is given birth, he is raised, he stayed with his father up to his youthful days. Now father has proceeded to forest. He has seen father ruling for several years, and he is not interested to rule over for 1 second also. So very powerful the way the Lord has made. In the commentary, Chakratipa says, since the Prachetas were born in Dhruva's dynasty, the story of the Prachetas will appear in the narration of Dhruva's descendants. The description is for that purpose. 7th. Sajanmanopashantatma Nisangah Samadarshanaha Dadarsh Loke Vitatam Atmanam Lokamatmani. From his very birth, Utkal was fully satisfied and unattached to the world. He was equipoised, or he could see everything resting in the super soul, and the super soul present in everyone's heart. So here we find his qualities are being described. We came to know the personality, Dhruva Maharaj's son, Utkal. About his form, nothing mentioned. Some eyes were elongated, something, nothing is described. But quality is immediately described. From his very birth, Utkal was fully satisfied. Janmana upashanta atma, and unattached to the world. Nissangaha, equipoised. Samadarshanaha, he could see everything resting in the super soul. Loke vitatam dadarsha, he could see. Vitatam is spread. Everything is spread in the Lord, resting in the Lord. And the super soul present in everyone's heart. Atmanam lokam atmani. The qualities are very important in any person. And we are also supposed to develop our qualities only. Our name is not important, only Das word is important. Whatever precedes Das is not that important. It helps us and others to take the name of the Lord or Lord's devotee, whatever our name may be. Some Lord's name may be there, devotee's name may be there in that. Shankar Pandit Das. So Shankar Pandit is a devotee of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Is I think younger brother of Damodar Pandit. So he is glorified for being pillow of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord who rests on his body like that. So our name is not very important, and our form is also not important. Form is continuously changing also. But our qualities are very much appreciated by others. And our bad qualities are very disgusting to others. So you should develop good qualities. And because you have good qualities, whatever you do in succession will be considered as pastime also. Understand? One after other you keep doing something, that will be taken as one of your qualities, compassion. Or you did something for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, that will be taken as, what you call extending, going out of one's way to assist others. You understand? Repeat, you do something for some minutes, some hours, that will be called as pastime only when you have good qualities. If you don't have any good quality, that will not be called a pastime. That will be called as time pass. how you wasted your time for those 15 minutes or 5 hours. Okay. This is seventh. Mm, From his birth, he was a Jnani, Upashantatma, Chakratipa says. There are, in the 11th canto, Lord Krishna is speaking to Uddhav. One who is quite attached, he is, for him it is easier to go for Karma Yoga. And one who is too detached, for him naturally will go for Jnana Yoga. One who is neither too attached nor too detached, in between, for him Bhakti Yoga. I was thinking that this is something like for a brahmachari. Because it is said grihasthas are all the time attached, sannyasis are all the time detached, and brahmacharis are sometimes attached, sometimes detached. So brahmacharis can do better bhakti yoga in one sense than grihasthas and sannyasis. Grihasthas could do karma yoga better, and sannyasis could do jnana yoga better, and we brahmacharis could do bhakti yoga better. But that doesn't mean that sannyasis in ISKCON are Jnana yogis. But a very strong, powerful virakti has to be there. There are so many alluring items, personalities in this world. So when we are very detached by dint of lot of scriptural knowledge, then one can practice bhakti peacefully. 8 and 9. Atmanam Brahma Nirvanam Pratyastamita Vigraham Avabodhara Saikatmam आनंदम अनुसंततम अव्यवच्छिन्न योगाग्नि दग्ध कर्ममलाशयः स्वरूपम अवरुन्धानो नात्मनोन्यम तदैक्षत. By expansion of his knowledge of the Supreme Brahman, he had already attained liberation from the bondage of the body. This liberation is known as nirvana. He was situated in transcendental bliss, and he continued always in that blissful existence, which expanded more and more. This was possible for him by continual practice of Bhakti Yoga, which is compared to fire because it burns away all dirty material things. He was always situated in his constitutional position of self realization, and he could not see anything else but the Supreme Lord and himself engaged in discharging devotional service. More qualities are described. In Chakravarti's commentary, he says, he knew the Swarupa of the Jiva as Brahman, tranquility, Nirvanam, devoid of argument. What was the Atma? What was that Atma? It was completely one with the essence of knowledge. It was pure knowledge, avabodha rasaikatmam. Utkal's heart had burned all contamination of karma by the continuous fire of yoga. He saw nothing except the pure Jiva, Atmanah. So much description. So this is now 6 to 20th is saying is Maitreya describes the descendants of Dhruva. Already started. Utkala is the first. In that 6 to 9 he says qualities of Utkal, the eldest son of Dhruva, and his departure to the forest. And 10 and 11 Utkal appears mad. So the ministers crown his brother Vatsara as king. 10th Jadandhabadhironmattam Jadandhabadhironmatta Mokakrutirattanmatihi अलक्षितः पथि बालानां प्रशान्तर्चिरिवानलः प्रशांतार्चिर Ivanalah. Utkal appeared to the less intelligent persons on the road to be foolish. blind, dumb, deaf, and mad. Although actually he was not so. He remained like fire covered with ashes without blazing flames. If you see, Lord Rishabdev was also seen like that. That famous photo is there, and that dog is barking at him. Somebody is about to throw or beat him with the stick. Somebody about to throw stone. Some lady is throwing garbage from terrace on his body. So many atrocities. And though Rishabdev was fully enlightened, is Supreme Lord anyway, but he appeared to be deaf, dumb, dull. Here Utkal also appeared to less intelligent persons. He was not like that, but he appeared to be so. Hmm? Utkal, Utkal. Acha, okay, Jada Bharat also you are saying. Yeah. Jada Bharat was purposefully behaving like that because previous life दूध से जला छाछ फूक फूक कर पीता है. ये तो छाछ पी ही नहीं रहे. So purposefully he was behaving like that. So Utkal appeared to be Jada, foolish, andha, blind, badhir, dumb. Then Muka. Muka is dumb and Badhira is deaf. And then Matta, Unmatta, mad. Analogy is given. He remained like fire covered with ashes without blazing flames. Commentary Chakravarti says, on the path he appeared to be retarded to the foolish people, but he did not have the intellect of a fool. Atanmatihi. He did not have intellect of a fool. That means he had intellect of a intelligent person. That is Bhaktivedanta purpose. Chakravarti also. Okay, that is also there. 11th. मत्वा तं जडमुन्मत्तं कुलवृद्धः समन्त्रिणः वत्सरं भूपतिं चक्रुर् यवीयांसं भ्रमेः सुतम्. For this reason, the ministers and all the elderly members of the family thought Utkal to be without intelligence and, in fact, mad. Thus, his younger brother, named Vatsar, the son of Brahmi, was elevated to the royal throne and he became king of the world. Who is Brahmi? Wife of Dhruva Maharaj. See the words Brahmi. जो भ्रमण करने वाली होती है उसको भ्रमी कहते हैं. और वत्सर क्या होता है? संवत्सर. That year and all that. So all the names are related to Kal. Kala Chakra. 12th. स्वर्विथिर्वत्सरस्येष्टा भार्या सुतषडात्मजान् पुष्पार्णं तिग्मक्केतुं च ईशमूर्जं वसुं जयम्. King Vatsar had a very dear wife whose name was Swarvithi, and she gave birth to 6 sons named Pushparna, Tigmaketu, Isha, Urja, Vasu, and Jaya. Dynasty continues. 13th. पुष्पार्णस्य प्रभा भार्या दोषा च द्वे बभूः वतुः प्रात मध्यं दिनं सायं इति यासन् प्रभासुतः. Pushparna had 2 wives named Prabha and Dosha. Prabhat, morning, and evening, Pradosh. So all Kala Chakra related names. Prabha had 3 sons named Pratar, Madhyandinam, and Sayam. Morning, afternoon, and evening. Jai. 14th. Yeah. Pradosho nishitho vyushta इति दोषासुतास्त्रयः व्युष्टः सूतं पुष्करिण्यां सर्वतेजसमादधे. Dosha had three sons, Pradosha, Nishitha and Vyushta. Vyushta's wife was named Pushkarini and she gave birth to a very powerful son named Sarvateja. 15th and 16th. Sachakshuhu sutamakutyam patnyam manum iva patnyam manumavapaha manorasuta mahishi virajannal virajannadbala sutan purum kutsam tritam dyumnam satyavantam vrutam vratam अग्निष्टोमतिरात्रं प्रद्युम्नं शिबिमूल्यकम् उल्मुकम्. Sarvateja's wife Akuti gave birth to a son named Chakshush, who became the sixth Manu at the end of the Manu millennium. Nadvala, the wife of Chakshush Manu, gave birth to the following faultless sons: Puru, Kutsa, Trita, Dyumna, Satyavan, Ruta, Vrata, Agnishtom, Atiratra, Pradyumna, Shibi, and Ulmuka. Sarvateja, called Chakshu, begot a son named Chakshush Manu. He is the sixth Manu, Chakshush. In that period only, I think Daksha comes back and takes over the kingdom. So this is Swayambhu Manu, and then eventually Prachetas went to forest and they got married to Pramlocha's daughter Marisha, and from them came Daksha, second birth, because he offended Lord Shiva, a great pure devotee. Earlier he was son of Brahmin, now next birth he had to be son of Kshatriyas, got degraded, and so he was born, but then he went to perform austerities, I think. So that's how the long period passed by. And in Chakshush Manu period, then further things happen. So Chakshush Manu is sixth one. Seventh is Vaivaswat Manu. So Sarvateja's another name is Chakshu. From Chakshu came Chakshush. Shashtascha Chakshushava Putras Chakshusho Nama Vaimanuhu Puru Purusha Sudyumna Pramukhas Chakshushatmajaha. The son of Chakshu, known as Chakshush, was the sixth Manu. He had many sons headed by Puru, Purusha, and Sudyumna. That is mentioned in 857. Quite later, the fourth canto going on. 17th. Ulmuko ajayan putran pushkarinyam shaduttaman angam sumanasam khyatim kratum angirasam gayam. So 12 to 18 descendants of Vatsar were mentioned, are getting mentioned. The seventh king is Anga, who leaves home, disgusted at the bad character of his son Vena. So that is the section we are seeing. In 17, the name of Anga has come. So Anga is mentioned as the son of Ulmuk. Ulmuk from his wife begot six sons: Anga, Sumana, Khyati, Kratu, Angira, and Gaya. Totally, Ulmuk had 12 sons, but six were produced from Pushkarini. Who was the other wife? Not mentioned. At least Anga is mentioned here in the 17th or 18th. Sunithangasya ya patni shushuve venamulbanam yadyaho shilyatsa rajarshir nirvinno niragat purat. The wife of Anga, Sunitha, gave birth to a son named Vena, who was very crooked. The saintly king Anga was very disappointed with Vena's bad character, and he left home and kingdom and went out to the forest. Her name is Sunitha. Seems something like from South India or maybe Odisha and all. They don't write Sunita. Sunitha will make. They will not write Netra, any TRA, but they will write Netra, any THRA, Netra. Because Sunita, Niti, Suniti is also there. Nita, Sunhita. I don't know what is the meaning. Anybody knows? Su means very nice. Nitha. What is Nitha? Now 19 and 28 talk about Vena dies by the curse of angry sages. They churn his dead body and Prithu appears. Prithu Maharaj is going to appear. Yamanga Shepuhu Kupita Vagvajra Munayah Kila Gata Sotstasya Bhuyaste Mamanthur Dakshinam Karam Arajake Tadaloke Dasyubihi Piditaha Prajaha Jato Narayanamshena Pruthuradhyah Shitikshwaraha. My dear Vidura, when great sages curse, their words are as invincible as a thunderbolt. Thus, when they cursed King Vena, out of anger, he died. After his death, since there was no king, all the rogues and thieves flourished, the kingdom became unregulated, and all the citizens suffered greatly. On seeing this, the great sages took the right hand of Vena as a churning rod. As a result of their churning, Lord Vishnu, in his partial representation, made his advent as King Prithu, the original emperor of the old world. Chakrativa says the cause of churning Vena's hand was the lack of a king. From the churning, Prithu appeared. He is called the first king because he established towns and cities. When he went, no, that is Priyavrat. Prithu also will do that. Ahead chapters will describe. But he said that he is Adhya Kshiti Ishvara. Kshiti means earth. Ishvara, the ruler, original king, emperor. So that is up to 20. Now 21 to 24, four slokas talk about Vidura's astonishment and inquiry about Vena. Just Anga was described as a great devotee and his son only. How he is such an atrocious person? So naturally there will be surprise. Vidura is inquiring. Vidura Vacha तस्य शीलनिधेः साधोर् ब्रह्मण्यस्य महात्मनः राज्ञः कथम् अभूत् दुष्टा प्रजा यद्विमनाययो. Vidur inquired from the sage Maitreya, my dear Brahman, King Anga was very gentle. He had high character and was a saintly personality and lover of Brahminical culture. How is it that such a great soul got a bad son like Vena, because of whom he became indifferent to his kingdom and left it? Chakravarti says, because of the bad son, Yata, he became disgraced and left home. 22nd. किं वाहो वेन उद्दिश्य ब्रह्मदण्डम् अयुर्युजन् दण्डव्रतधरे रागी मुनयो धर्मकोविदः. Vidur also inquired, how is it that the great sages who were completely conversant with religious principles desired to curse King Vena, who himself carried the rod of punishment and thus awarded him the greatest punishment, Brahma Shap. Mm, that was mentioned in 20th or 19th. When great sages curse, their words are as invincible as a thunderbolt. And they cursed Vena out of anger. Vidura is inquiring about it. How is it? They know religious principles. They desired to King Vena. And Vena is also carrying the rod of punishment. So he's Shiti, he is a ruler, emperor. What kind of thing is this? Brahma Shap, Brahmanas curse the king to die, who is very powerful also. Amhaha means offense. The king has the right to punish, and the sages have no right to punish the king. Kim Maho, Kim Mamho, Amha, sinful activity. 23rd. नावध्येयः प्रजापालः प्रजाभिरघवान् अपि यदसौ लोकपालानां बिभर्त्योजः स्वतेजसा. It is the duty of all citizens in a state never to insult the king, even though he sometimes appears to have done something very sinful. Because of his prowess, the king is always more influential than all other ruling chiefs. So many ruling chiefs will be there. King is one only, but then he controls them all and he is to be respected. Teji asamna doshaya. One should not find faults with great souls, great personalities. So king is considered very great. He is considered as Lord's representative on earth. Naradeva. 24th. एतदाख्याहि मे ब्रह्मन् सुनीतात्मज चेष्टितम् श्रद्धधानाय भक्ताय त्वं परावरवित्तमः. Vidu requested Maitreya, my dear Brahman, you are well conversant with all subjects, both past and future. Therefore, I wish to hear from you all the activities of King Vena. I am your faithful devotee, so please explain this. How they explain? How they? How many of you have inquired like this recently in last 1 month from some senior or somebody? Please narrate to me this something. You see, in our life, so much inquiry is not there. Athato Brahma Jigyasa is not much. And on the top of that, we are supposed to attend classes. And the classes also, how we attend? Somehow, because we are supposed to attend, so I am there. If I am not supposed to be there, I am very happy. Isn't it? Some forums are there in which we are not part of it. So yeah, it's okay. It is for that group of devotees. Maharaj came, he gave first day that class on 12.12 na? Onwards. How many of you attended? So it was not brahmachari class in one sense. It was just class for those sadhu bhushanam camp devotees. But it was made open for others. Made open that way, they can also benefit. And crowd will appear big also. They were quite a big number, but still others could take advantage. So many might say it's okay, it's not for us. So Sadhu Bhushan. Like that. So much desire to hear is not there. One of the other ways of seeing inquisitiveness to know the scriptures, acharyas, is how much we read personally in our own life. Because of sadhan card, that stress may be there. Every day you have to read for 45 minutes, 1 hour. So you may read, huh? You may read because of that. Imagine sadhan card is removed from your life. There is no compulsion, nothing. If you want to feel, you feel it, and don't show to anyone. Keep it to yourself. How many of you read every day 1 hour Prabhupada books? Like this is what? Cobra. Huh? From January onwards, you started reading. How many of you feel that if sadhan card is removed, you will most likely stop reading Prabhupada books? Many have already stopped. Huh? You are not sending, but you are feeling. Not feeling also. Counselor is in his one old. He's asking send, send. So you see. So much desire is not there to know. So we can, when we read about these great personalities in the scriptures, like here it is appearing. So then some desire will dawn in our heart also. Will come. Etad akhya hi me Brahman. Etad akhya hi. Akhya hi means please describe. So like that. Today morning, as soon as the Japatak got over, because I was next to Maharaj only, so immediately I inquired, Maharaj, that verse you quoted, sixth thing, where are they given? He said, Hari Bhakti Vilas. So I said, how can I get it? He said, it is there in the Gayatri book of His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj. So I don't have it. Then I asked Maharaj, could you please, on WhatsApp, could you please send it to Sarvalakshan Prabhu and I'll take it from him. That Maharaj quoted verse, no? Six things, Maunam, Mantrartha Chintanam, Nirvedam, and three more things were there. How to control the mind. So I liked it. But I heard from him that it was from Bhakti, Hari Bhakti Vilas. But still I thought, let me inquire more. And I inquired and he said it is there in Sachina Maharaj book. So because I was thinking I don't have access, so I told him, could you please send it through WhatsApp to Saralakshan Prabhu? And I told him I don't use WhatsApp. He said, oh, you are very simple. I said, no, Rajesh Prabhu doesn't like. That's why I don't use. I am not simple. I am crooked fellow. If Rajesh removes that, immediately I will have WhatsApp. First one to have WhatsApp in my mobile. So we should be eager. Hmm. We have so many seniors whom we can inquire from. For person like me, if you imagine who is senior in temple, maybe Rajesh Prabhu and Rup Goswami Prabhu, who are most of the time, Rajesh Prabhu is not here, Rup Goswami Prabhu is in DT department and all. So if I want, I can be just free from all inquisitiveness. But I cannot be like that. I have to, like, I inquired from Maharaj. He's my senior. And he nicely quoted this verse, which I never heard, never came across. So I inquired from him. We are, in one sense, equal. But I cannot say. He's a sannyasi. So he's far senior to me. He came in 96. I came in 96. Like, so, but that is external. No? He sent for our deliverance. And that day I told him, na, Maharaj, our Sakhyaras got converted into Dasyaras because of your sannyas. So, hey, don't speak like that. It is still Sakhyaras only. He said, I will beat you if you do like that. I said, oh, then that will be good because then it will be Dasyaras. Then that will prove that you are master and I am servant. So, we have been together 90 days we stayed together, 50 days in Tirupati for eyelids and 40 days here in Pune in 2013. So we are batchmates for eyelids, 90 days totally. That was nice time. He was there, Amoglila Prabhu, and many others. We are 35, I think. 5 brahmacharis from Pune, Many of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj disciples from North India, Delhi, etc. It was nice time. So thus we should inquire. Hmm? You may ask yourself, if you are not inquiring about scriptures, scriptural matters, you cannot stop inquiring. It is Jiva's nature to inquire. So might as well you might be inquiring, Prabhu, when is next Amras? Prabhu, which is the juice today? Prabhu, what is there in Prasadam today? Okay, the feast is there on Karasprushan. So what all items are there? Isn't it? Can inquiry be stopped? No, proper purport is there. What is that? Munaya sadhu prushtoham, bhavadbhir lokamangalam, yat krita Krishna samprashna, yenatma suprasidati, isn't it? In that purport, proper says that from morning we get up till night we sleep, we are only questioning. Bro, what's the time? Isn't it? Sometimes we inquire from others, sometimes we, like morning alarm rings. First question comes in mind, what's the time? So if you are having everyday fixed time of alarm clock, so you know, for me it is 3:28 in this watch. Every day 3:28 only. So when it rings, I immediately understand 3:28. But question comes because we are ignorance. Ignorance means lack of knowledge. So from ignorance, the sound comes. What's the time? Okay, that is from that watch. Okay, 3:28. I know. Question came in my mind and answer came in my mind because I know. But let's say I don't have that watch and somehow some sound comes. Sometimes my roommate's alarm rings before me also. So immediately when I get up, he gets up or doesn't get up, I get up. And my question is, what is the time? Because somebody else's alarm, so I don't know what is the time. Seems before 3:28 because my alarm did not ring, his alarm rang. So, so you see, so many questions come in our mind. So it's not that you are free from inquiry, but your inquiry may not be about scriptures. Your inquiry may be about eating, sleeping then, Annamay Kosh, all that, isn't it? So we cannot be away from inquiry. So make sure you inquire about scriptures. Or we may be inquiring like I inquired, what's happening in Iran and Israel war, isn't it? And what is India's status then in that war? All that. So we should inquire. Brahmin, how many of you are Brahmin initiated? No one yet. There are three already, four. Four are already Brahmin initiated. Brahmin means every day learning something new. Hmm? Online also many are there. Huh? Okay. Three are visible only. Four. In that also, Jagdishwar Mohan Prabhu and Parandushan Prabhu. Okay. So some Brahmanas are there also. So you see, Brahmin means every day learning something new. Every day, how can I learn new? Reading scriptures. Like today, I heard Maharaj hearing, reading. Today, I heard Maharaj in the morning. So I learned there is some shloka like this in which 6 things to control the mind are told. So though I heard him, but I want to know that personally. I want to memorize. So I inquired at the end. Personally, I inquired, where can I get that shloka? So he told. So like that, we have to inquire. If you don't inquire, then if you don't inquire about Krishna, your inquiry about Maya will be there. What's happening in the war, what's happening in Pune, what's happening in Narendra Modi's life, what about uh, the election. Today, the result of election, 5 states, Tamil Nadu, Assam, and all that. I heard from that devotee only. He started from there. So tomorrow is the result of election, and I was not knowing when election happened. He said for 5 states, and he talked. BJP will come for 2 states for sure. I think something like that yesterday. So I was not clear about the whole thing. But anyway, so if you see, if you don't inquire about scriptures, then some other inquiry will come. And in conversations also, if you don't inquire or you don't change subject matter to Krishna consciousness, then others will, your subordinates will ask you those kind of questions. Boys will ask you, so Prabhu, this Iran-Iraq war is Iran-Israel war, what should we do? Something like that. So you should speak so much about Krishna consciousness, or even if such a question is asked, you connect it to Krishna. Okay, you may say that, okay, something 1 or 2 lines about that war, but immediately you connect it, array war. Tukaram Maharaj said, Ratran Divasama Yuddhacha Prasanga Antarmana Bahira Jagata. That day and night there is war filled that we are experiencing. Inside mind, and outside the whole world. What about the battle that is going on, war is that is going on in our mind? Every day chanting 2 hours, so much struggle. Mind is outrageous, not ready to listen only, not allowing us to hear anything. And the daytime also, the mind is not allowing us to read Prabhupada books. Just silently sitting for 1, 2 hours and peacefully sitting at Prabhupada's lotus feet, hearing from Prabhupada. This is not happening like that. So one should be curious to know about these things. Anyway, I think we are supposed to take break. Or there's no break. Huh? We take break for 1 minute. Huh? 5 minutes. Gayatri break. Gayatri is for 3 minutes. So 3 minutes break. Okay. If we take 4 minutes for Gayatri, we'll have 4 minutes break. Huh? Huh? Rejuvenation. Maybe mango juice you'll go for. You already know. Okay, ठीक है चलो. So we'll break. We completed which sloka? Just little bit. Prabhupada's line. He says, a disciple always inquires from the spiritual master, and the spiritual master answers the question, provided the disciple is very gentle and devoted. So, are we gentlemen? Are we devoted? Maybe not. So, we are not inquiring. See, a disciple always inquires. So, if you don't become disciple, you will become guru. And you'll ask from your disciple, hey, where is mango juice? Are there mangoes at least? Okay, chalo, mango juice may be not there. At least mango may be there. Where is mango available in this 6.5 acres land? Not on the tree, already plucked in somebody's locker maybe. So that kind of inquiry will be there. So disciple should always inquire from the spiritual master, should hear his classes, read his books. Then you are safe. And the spiritual master will answer questions because we are gentle and we are devoted. We are devoted to Guru. We are not devoted to Guru. We are devoted to Aguru. Aguru is very scented item, no? So many scents will come, so many fragrances from here there. So we'll be inquiring about that. If you don't inquire from Guru, you will inquire from a Guru. So please inquire from Guru only. Okay, 25th to 39 is Maitreya narrates events leading to Vena's birth. We'll see after break of 15 minutes. Hare Krishna. Will you all be here or you will be leaving? You will be here. At least one devotee will be here. Gayatri, you can anyway do. This. सबसे चलो कीर्तन करते थोड़ा करो करो बजाओ। हरे कृष्ण। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री वासुदेव गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम हरे। Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram जोर से हरे कृष्णा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे जय श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की शिल प्रभुपाद की समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की पिताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरे कृष्णा continuing our discussion on fourth canto 13th chapter description of the descendants of Dhruva Maharaj 25th to 39 verses talk about Maitreya narrates events leading to Vena's birth. What all things happened? 25th to 30th, 25th now. Maitreya uvacha ango ashwamedham rajarshid ajahar mahakratum na jagmurdevatastasmin ahuta brahmavadibihi. Sri Maitreya replied, my dear Vidura, once the great king Anga arranged to perform the great sacrifice known as Ashwamedh. All the expert Brahmins present knew how to invite the demigods, but in spite of their efforts, no demigods participated or appeared in that sacrifice. So Prabhupada talks how formerly the Brahmanas were capable of inviting demigods just by their pronouncing the mantras, the fire would be ignited, etc. But these qualifications are not there with current Kali Yugi Brahmins. So for them, what is required? Is only Sankirtan Yajna, chanting of Hare Krishna mantra, 24 hours a day. Again here is saying. See the last line. In this age, therefore, the only practical yajna is Sankirtan Yajna or chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra 24 hours a day. This is practical. Hmm. Hmm. Our endeavor also, in Guru's mercy also. There are hundreds of purports of Prabhupada where these kind of things are there. Yeah, 24 hours one should chant. In Chaitanya Charitamrita, all the more. And 24 hours one should chant. And conversations are also there. When asked, is it that on Ekadashi we should chant more than 16 rounds? Or in ecstasy, Prabhupada says that, yeah, one should feel why only 16 rounds? Why not 16,000 rounds? This is the height. This is the maximum number quoted by Prabhupada. Because for even Haridas Thakur, he says he would chant 3 lakh holy name a day, 300,000. So it was not 16,000 rounds. That is 300,000 holy name means 192 rounds. But here Prabhupada says why only 16 rounds? Why not 16,000 rounds? It is impossible in one day. But Prabhupada makes that statement also. Yes. But also as Satsvarup Das Goswami Maharaj writes, His Holiness, that 16 rounds on the beats, unlimited rounds off the beats. Minimum 16 rounds on the beats. And in daytime, if you get time, again put your hand in the bead bag and chant more. But if you don't get time, with your tongue keep chanting. That means unlimited rounds off the beats. You are not able to touch the beats, but tongue is continuing. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. With other activities, we can chant the holy name. Possible. You have to practice it. Also, to the degree mind is pure, the remembrance of the Lord comes. And remembrance of the Lord is easily achieved through chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. So the devotee who wants to, whose heart is pure, he will naturally chant more and more. Like that. Also, those Brahmins could sacrifice an animal, be it a horse or a cow, and that animal would come back in a rejuvenated body, young body, as a young horse or young cow, or sometimes even human body. So much was the power in the mantra chanting of those Brahmins, which today impossible. In fact, forget today, 2500 years back, during Buddha's time also, those Brahmins were not qualified and they would sacrifice the animal would never come back alive. And then they would eat the flesh, saying that this is what is required. That's why Sadaya Rudhaya, Buddha as the father of all living entities, Supreme Lord, felt what is this? Unlimited living entities, animals are getting killed. So he, having compassion on them, said, no more himsa, ahimsa paramo dharma, buddham sharanam gacchami. Reject Vedas, just follow me. Because he was charismatic, beautiful, intelligent. Many followed him. That became Bauddha Dharma also. So all these things are not possible in Kali Yuga. So only Sankirtan Yajna. But Anga Maharaj did perform a Yajna, Ashwamedh Yajna. Brahmins were experts. But despite their efforts, no demigods participated or appeared in that. They would appear, but they did not. 26th. तमुचोर्विस्मितास्तत्र यजमानम् अथर्त्विजः हविंषि हूयमानानि न ते गृह्णन्ति देवतः. The priests engaged in the sacrifice then informed King Anga, O king, we are properly offering the clarified butter in the sacrifice, but despite all our efforts, the demigods do not accept it. 27th. Rajan havimsha dushtani shraddhaya saditani te Chandamsi yatat yamani yojitani dhrutavrataihi. O king, we know that the paraphernalia to perform the sacrifice is well collected by you with great faith and care and is not polluted. Our chanting of the Vedic hymns is also not deficient in any way. For all the Brahmins and priests present here are expert and are executing the performances properly. There seems to be no fault anywhere. King has procured these ingredients which are very pure, they are not contaminated. Brahmins, priests are all expert in reciting mantras. So they're just analyzing the situation. What could be the problem? The results have to come. When you follow proper procedures, the results uh, are bound to come. If the results are not coming, somewhere some defect is there in the procedure, in the ingredients, in the place, in the person who is performing. Some problem is there. How is that result not coming? So we have to analyze the situation. In this age, the Brahmins are neither well versed in the Sanskrit language nor very pure in practical life. But by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can attain the highest benefit of sacrificial performances. Even if the Hare Krishna mantra is not chanted properly, it still has so much potency that the chanter gains the effect. Tatra dara niyamita smaranena kalaha. There are no hard and fast rules. Even if one has wrong pronunciation, does not matter. मूर्खो वदति विष्णाय धीरं वदति विष्णवे उभयं तु समं पुण्यम भावग्राही जनार्दन. Those who are intelligent, they know Om Vishnave Namaha. Not that Keshav becomes Keshavaya, Madhav becomes Madhavaya, Narayan becomes Narayanaya, so Vishnu becomes Vishnaya. No. Dhiram vadati Vishnave. Murkho vadati Vishnaya. They don't know. So they go by literal sense. Narayan Narayanaya, Madhav Madhavaya, Govind Govindaya, Keshav Keshavaya, Vishnu Vishnaya. No. But Ubhayam to Samam Punyam. Both get the same benefit because Lord is not Vardagrahi, Shabdagrahi, he is Bhavagrahi. He accepts the mood, Bhav. The Bhav is both of them are calling to Vishnu only. One knows how to call, other doesn't know how to call. Just like we all know how to call our mother. Ma, whatever you address her. I want water, something like that you mean. But the child who is 1 month, 2 months old, he doesn't know that. He cannot say, Ma is not there only. Makes no sense what he says. And there's no word there. And what he expects, wants, that is also not there. I want water, nothing. Like that sound comes. But mother understands because there is love there. The child is exclusively dependent on mother and mother knows. So mother understands the language of the child. And Krishna is the supreme mother. Pitamahasya jagato mata dhata pitamaha tvameva mata cha pita tvameva. Krishna is mother, father, A to Z, Vasudeva, Sarvamiti. Krishna is my water, Krishna is my fire, Krishna is my warmth and fire in winter, Krishna is my water in summer, Krishna is my umbrella in rainy season. Krishna is my clothes, covering my image. Krishna is everything. Vasudeva Sarvamiti. That kind of understanding. So that is 27th. 28th. न विदामेह देवानां हेलनं वयम् अण्वपिवि यन्न गृह्णन्ति भागान् स्वान् ये देवाः कर्म साक्षिणः. Dear king, we do not find any reason that the demigods should feel insulted or neglected in any way. But still the demigods who are witnesses for the sacrifice do not accept their shares. We do not know why this is so. Purport. It is indicated herein that if there is negligence on the part of the priest, the demigods do not accept their share in sacrifices. So many factors are there in yajna. All purity, everything has to be there. The place has to be the pure, ingredients pure. The priest has to be pure in his physical body as well as in his intentions, all that. Purity is very important in any yajna performance. Any impurity, problem. That's why you see when in the Rajaswiya sacrifice of Maharaj Yudhishthir, when Shishupal was going on insulting Krishna, all the Pandavas, Yudhishthir, Bhima, Arjuna, Nakul, Sahdev, they took out their weapons and they wanted to stab him or chop off his head, something. But then Krishna stopped them because Krishna knew they will contaminate the whole fire sacrifice. That whole arena will be contaminated. One drop of blood falls, everything is contaminated, and redoing will take long time, etc. There should not be delay. And anyway, Krishna had promised his maternal aunt that I will not kill your son till he crosses 100 ill names to me. So Krishna was counting. That time Shishupal became extremely angry, and in anger, कामात् भवति कामात् क्रोधोपि भवति क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोह delusion सम्मोहात् smruti vibhrama, one forgets memory. So he could not count. Smruti भ्रंशात् buddhi nasho, the intelligence did not work, it stopped functioning. So he was not dictated by intelligence that you should have been counting. Hey, you did not count, and you already spoke many, and now you stop. Generally, he would count up to 99 and he would stop. He was very intelligent. Now his intelligence stopped functioning. So whatever, let's say 50, 55-year-old, intelligence should have told, hey, you have not been counting. Now you stop here because you don't know whether it is 50, 55 or 99 is already reached. If you say one more, maybe you will die. And you don't know when you start, how many are over. So stop here only. Like that. Hold on. Like that. But the intelligence had stopped functioning. So buddhi nashat pranashyati. He was literally nashyati. He was finished, killed. So Krishna wanted to wait till 100 as per the promise. And one more thing, Krishna, the way he kills him will not lead to whole sacrificial arena getting contaminated. Krishna released Sudarshan Chakra and Sudarshan chopped off his head, and it was such high speed action that not only head was taken far away outside the court and all that arena, but the blood particles also went flying sky high with high speed. All the particles of blood, hundreds might have been there. They all went outside the whole area only. Not even one drop fell there. And thus the sanctity, purity of that whole sacrificial arena was maintained. So only Krishna can do such amazing acts. Janma karma cha me divyam. Yes, Pandavas would have been able to kill Shishupal maybe, but they would not have been able to do such amazing feat by which, like this Jayadrat's head was to be chopped off. So when Krishna arranged the sun to get hidden by clouds, and Arjuna was about to jump in the fire, suddenly Krishna removed the cloud and said, "Here is Jayadrat, and here is your famous Gandhi vow. Shoot!" Then Arjuna was told also, this head should not fall on ground, because if the head falls on the ground, whosoever made that head fall on the ground, his head will be bursting into thousands of pieces. So that was told to Arjun. So Arjun shot arrow with dexterity and such expertise that the head went flying sky high, went outside the Kurukshetra. There was forest in which his father, Jayadrat's father, was sitting in meditation. It fell on his lap, and just the head, not the torso, and that to bloody him. He could not think properly, and he just natural reflex action. Anything, sometimes you have seen something falls, we immediately throw it away without analyzing what it is. And this is such a huge head that to bloody, just threw it off. It fell to the ground. Immediately his head burst into thousands of pieces. Father also died on the spot. So that was on the open battlefield, in which it was possible to take the head of Jayadratha far away. But here it is inside the court. It is in the close circle. And Arjun, when he was about to kill Shishupal here, he was not taking his bow and arrow. He also had taken sword or something, whatever, like physically approaching and whatever it is, stabbing, chopping off the head with the sword or spear or whatever. It was not bow and arrow. So even Arjuna would not be able to achieve this end result of not contaminating the sacrificial arena. That's why Krishna only had to do it, and Krishna does it in an amazing way. So here, if there is any negligence on the part of the priest, the demigods do not accept their share in sacrifices. If we simply make a show of offering services to the deity, but do not care for the seva aparad, certainly the Radha Krishna deity will not accept offerings from such non-devotees. There are 32 offenses in serving the deities. They are called as seva aparad. Seva aparad means basically those Brahmins commit generally, Brahmin initiated devotees. Touching the deity in the darkness, not making sound before entering the altar. Like that, you can read in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, the nectar of devotion. So these 32 offenses have to be avoided, mainly by Brahmins. If we don't, then Radha Krishna do not accept offerings. Prabhupada's words from such non-devotees. My God, any Brahmin who commits any of these 32 offenses is a non-devotee. So they have to know what the offenses are, and by all means they have to avoid it. Knowing is intellectual, theoretical. It's a part of knowledge, but part of realized knowledge, Vigyan, practice, is they have to practice it in the field when they are addressing the deities or offering bhoga or whatever it is. So they have to make sure none of the 32 offenses are committed. Otherwise, Radha Krishna will not accept offerings from such non-devotee. You are a non-devotee. You may think take pride in I am Brahmin initiated. Okay, I may not be in saffron, but at least I am Brahmin initiated. Many are just first initiated, I am second initiated. But you will be considered non-devotee by Prabhupada and Acharyas if you commit any of the 32 offenses. One needs to be extremely careful. Okay, that is 28th. 29th. NOD. I'm not remembering. Maybe 6th chapter? 6th maybe. I'm not sure. Check. Maybe 5th, 6th, 7th, somewhere. 19th offense, I think. 19th? Yeah. First 10 are do's, I think. Next 10 are don'ts. So in that, those 10, ninth one, that means totally 19th one is, I think, one should avoid offenses. So that for 19th one, elaboration, there is a whole separate chapter only. Something like offenses to be avoided. I don't remember the name. So in that, all those offenses are described. 8th chapter, okay, 8th chapter. What is the name of the chapter? Offenses to be avoided. So in that, all entire list is given, details are given. They have to be avoided by all means. 29th. Maitreya uvacha ango dvijavachah shrutva yajamanaha sudurmanaha tat prashtum vyasrujadvacham sadasyamstad anugyaya. Maitreya explained that King Anga, after hearing the statements of the priests, was greatly aggrieved. At that time, he took permission from the priests to break his silence and inquired from all the priests who were present in the sacrificial arena. That shows that the Yajman is supposed to be having Maunurat. He will be guided. Okay, do Ashman. So he will do Ashman. Okay, pour the sesame seeds in the fire. Okay, he will pour. But he is not supposed to speak anywhere. So similarly, here Anga was having Maundrat, but then now what's the point in continuing with that Maundrat when the demigods are not accepting the share? Because that will not lead to result then, end point, which is expected. So then he has to break the Maundrat. So he inquired, he asked them, took their permission. Just like King Ambrish also, when Durvasa was getting late to reach, and now time for breaking Paran, the Ekadashi time, on the Dwadashi day, was breaking, I mean, it was passing. So then he understood I should take water. But then he inquired from the priests and the Brahmins there, ministers, that I think I should take water. Is that okay? And they said, yeah, taking water is breaking the fast. but he's not breaking the fast also because you are taking only water, no food stuff. Then he took. So one should do things in confirmation, in consultation, not whimsically. Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. Our mental concoction, manogat, dictates us with materialistic desires, kaman. All those kaman desires should be given up. Prajahati, prakrushta rupena jahati. Fully one should give up all these desire for sense gratification arising from mental concoction. So we lot of mind keeps concocting every moment. Have you observed? Mind says no, do this. Mind says don't do now. Sankalpa and vikalpa. Mind says do this. Sankalpa. Not now. Later you do. Vikalpa. So sankalpa, vikalpa. Sankalpa, vikalpa. 24 hours it goes on. And we are getting kicked by mind, uncontrolled mind. We should not listen to this mind. One of the ways to control the mind, as per Lord Rishabdev's teachings, I think, in the 6th chapter of 5th canto, Rishabdev only. So he says is to neglect. His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, earlier in for initiation only few devotees, whatever, 10, 15, 20. So there are much time because very few disciples to initiate, 15, 20 disciples to initiate, how much time it takes? He will come, an individual will come, say the article, those vows, give the beads, give him the name, and done. 15, 20 people, how much? Per head, take 2 minutes max. So done. 30, 35 minutes. This is too much actually. 2 minutes is not required, but I'm just telling. And then fire sacrifice and all. That is anyway common, irrespective of the number. So Maharaj would ask, so how many rounds of Hare Krishna? 16 Maharaj. And how many regulative principles? Sorry, on Ekadashi, 25 Maharaj. And regulative principles, 4. Which are they? No meditating, no gambling, no illicit sex, no intoxication. And then that was all in Hindi conversation. और क्या हो गया ना, 16 माला, एकादशी 25 एंड 4 रेगुलेटिव प्रिंसिपल, और उसको कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, और मन की नहीं सुनने का. So loudly would say, I would sit at his lotus feet only. He would sit on Vyasasana. I would sit at his lotus feet. Rup Goswami Prabhu in front, and in front of him that Yagya Kund, and all the disciples are scattered in Kunjabehari temple. Means they are given seats, like 15, 20 only max. So I would be like, what is this? मन की नहीं सुनने का. This मन की सुनेंगे, मंकी बनेंगे. So you have to keep running around here and there. So don't listen to your mind. Listen to Guru Mukha Padma Vakya. Chitte te Koriyakya. Listen to Guru, who is pure devotee. If you don't have him, then pure representative of your Guru. He may not be pure devotee, but he's pure representative. He repeats as it is in Guru Parampara. The way Guru says, he also repeats exactly in the same manner, though he may not be a pure devotee. Doesn't matter. The message is pure for sure. So make sure you do that. So he broke the vow of silence and inquired. He was supposed to be silent during the sacrifice, but took permission to speak. 38th. नागच्छन्त्याहुतां देवा न गृह्णन्ति ग्रहानिह सदसस्पतयो ब्रूत किमवद्यं मया कृतम्. King Anga addressed the priestly order. My dear priest, kindly tell me what offense I have committed. Although invited, the demigods are neither taking part in the sacrifice nor accepting their shares. This is kind of contemplating, analyzing. So we should all do this analyzing, contemplate. What's the problem? Why am I not feeling ecstasy today? Why am I morose, disgusted, dejected? Sometimes somebody rejects you, so you feel dejected. But nobody has rejected so much. So why are you feeling dejected? Some problem. So we should analyze the situation. Inquire. from great souls. They will guide and then will be clear. Grahan means vessels of Soma. Na grannanti grahaniha. So in that, in those vessels there is Somras there, but the demigods are not picking up those vessels. They are not taking their share. In one sense, they also have their Bhiksha Patra. It's like a prasadam serving. Yagya is for whose pleasure? Vishnu's pleasure. Yagya means offering bhoga to the Lord. So it is offered now in the vessel. Everybody is served also. Everybody has vessel. Indra has his vessel. Chandra has. Ganesh has. Shiva has, and all that. And they get somaras, etc. But they are not picking it up and touching. You know, imagine you are given mango juice or uh, sugarcane juice in the glass, your own glass or that paper glass. As soon as pouring is over and he goes away, the server, what will you do? Immediately hold it, lift it, touch to the lips and start drinking. But here they are not lifting it only. They are not coming only. They are not touching, lifting and drinking, so no question. So he is inquiring about it. What offense have I committed? That is 38th. 31st. Sadasaspataya uchuhu naradeveha bhavato नाघं तावन्मनाक् स्थितम् अस्तेकं प्राक्तनम् अघम् यदि हेद्रुक्तम् अप्रजः. Your tongue will rotate in all directions when you recite Sanskrit verses. You have seen? It's not so easy. The head priest said, O king, in this life we do not find any sinful activity, even within your mind. So you are not in the least offensive. But we can see that in your previous life, you performed sinful activities due to which, in spite of your having all qualifications, you have no son. Purva Janma Sukruti, Agre Dhavati Dhavati. Previous life Sukruti, meritorious good deeds, they run in front of you. Likewise, Dushkruti also. So he has made such elaborate arrangements with such immaculate purity, but the result is not being reached because previous life some sinful activities have been committed. Yeah. Yagya is for having son only. Ashwamedh Yagya, so that he would have son. So son will be there when Yagya is completed. Yagya is only not getting completed. Like that. In purport, Prabhupada said the purpose of marrying is to beget a son because the son is necessary to deliver his father and forefathers from any hellish conditional life in which they may be. If you see, 5 reasons are given by Arjun. They are all based on Artha Shastra, Dharma Shastra. They are not just Manogatan, mental concoction of Arjun. No, that is perfect. Those are all dharmas only secondary dharma. That's why Krishna said Sarva Dharman Parityajya. So one of the 5 reasons is also that Lupta Pindo Daka Kriya. These oblations to the forefathers will stop. Tarpan and all that. That is second. I'm telling this. Lupta Pindo Daka Kriya. The oblations to the forefathers will stop. That means on that Shraddha, what do you call that? Shraddha, Pitrupaksha period, or some other at regular intervals, then the bhoga has to be offered to Vishnu and the prasad should be offered to forefathers. So that whatever hellish conditions they are in, they are liberated from there. And they get their offerings also. Whatever form they are in, they will get the offering. If the forefathers are in cow's body, they will get lush green grass, soft grass for them to eat. Here, when the descendant offers prasad offered to Lord Vishnu to them. And why once in a year only? Because 6 months over here on earth are equivalent to 1 day in heavenly planet. And 6 months over here, remaining 6 months, is 1 night over there. That's how the 24 hours, 1 day is made on heaven. Though Pitrulok is below, near Sayyamani Puri, Yamaraj abode, Yamaraj capital. But it is management is done by Chandralok from heavenly planet. So it is part of the heavenly planet, though below, but it is managed from upper planet. So that's why the same strategy, same rule applies. 6 months, 6 months. Our 1 year is there. In Swargalok it is 1 day. Similarly in Pitrulok it is 1 day. So when once in a year, here descendant Vamshaj offers prasad to the Pitras. So they get in 1 day, like that. So you are offering them daily. But it will stop if I kill these males over here. Females are all intact. They're all there. But the males will be killed. They are the ones who are supposed to offer oblations, the Bhoga Prasad offering to forefathers. So how can I kill them? That is Arjun's argument. Son is very important in family. Husband, wife marry. Okay, they may have 2 daughters, 3 daughters, 4 or even 5 daughters. No problem. But at least one son should be there. Because he is the one, daughters will get married and go. They belong to another family. They don't. उसको हिंदी जैसे ना पराया धन. The moment daughter is born, पराया धन. किसी और का धन है. Like you gave me 10,000 rupees. I kept in the pocket. Even if 100 days are over or 10 years are over, anybody says 10,000 rupees, oh, great. No. पराया धन. वो उनका है. He's gone out. When he comes back, I'll be returning him. So like that is the daughter. She does not belong to that family. She belongs to her in-laws family, her husband's family. But the son is very important. Son will offer oblations. He will continue the family parampara. Chanakya Pandit therefore says, Putrahinam graham shunyam. Without a son, married life is simply abominable. If a person does not get a son, it is due to his past sinful life. Nowadays, many people don't have sons. Earlier trend was, if they came to know that my wife, pregnant wife, has daughter in the womb, they would abort and they would wait. Next pregnancy, okay, son will be born. But again she is having daughter. Again abort. Abortions after abortions till the son is in the womb, like that. So nowadays every lorry you will find behind, Beti bachao, Beti padhao. How many of you seen? Is there literally, at least on trucks and lorries it will definitely there. Tempos also. So don't abort daughter and make her learned also, educated. Our son and daughter, there is hardly any difference. Like that also they will say. That morphologically there is not much difference. There is some, but not much. But Vedic lifestyle wise, a gulf of difference. She cannot offer oblations to fathers. She cannot give antim fire to father's body. The son is supposed to do. 32nd. Tatha sadhaya bhadram te atmanam suprajam drupa ishtaste putra kamasya putram dasyati yagya bhuk. O king, we wish all good fortune for you. You have no son, but if you pray at once to the Supreme Lord and ask for a son, and if you execute the sacrifice for that purpose, the enjoyer of the sacrifice, the Supreme Person of Godhead, will fulfill your desire. It's a higher principle. Demigods are hesitating to come and take because they are not highest. They are higher beings, but not the highest beings. So they hesitate. They cannot. It is not their cup of tea. When a person, king, who is very pious in this life, but had been sinful in the past, to award him a son is not the cup of tea of demigods, not within their capacity. So they are not. Just like Gajendra also, when he picked up he was praying, crying, please, please. So many demigods had assembled in the outer sky. They were visible when Krishna, Narsimhadev and Hiranyakashipu fight is going on. Demigods are there in the sky, but they are hiding behind the clouds because they don't know what if Hiranyakashipu wins, or at least he punches Narsimhadev and he falls on the ground for 2-3 hours. He's unconscious. That time Hiranyakashipu says, "Arey, come on, you are the rascals. You are enjoying my getting beaten up by Narsingh Dev. Now you see he's unconscious. I will punch you all. So they were hiding behind the clouds. But here the demigods are not hiding behind the clouds because this crocodile is not a demon. Mm. And Gajendra desperately seeing so many people. He first asked help from his own family members, his wives and children. They all went out of the pond only. Because what if that crocodile goes crazy, leaves the leg of our husband and catches our leg or our trunk? We'll be in deadly situation. Better first, jaan hai to jahan hai. If you survive, you can help others. So they went outside the pond. And Gajendra is saying, please help me. And they are only shedding tears, adding to misery. That sorry, I mean, we understand you are utterly dependent on us and us only, but we are not capable of rescuing you from this situation. Please forgive us. Huh? Sorry. So that sorry is very heavy for Gajendra because his blood is going, his strength is reducing, his hunger is increasing. He's not getting any food in the water. He's the animal of land, and there are so many demigods. Okay, the on the earth, these fellows around are not able to help the relatives. At least these very powerful, beautiful people or personalities are present. So he asked their help. Please help me, rescue me from this dangerous situation. They were not capable. Mm. So then he took out lotus flower and offered. Said, whosoever is the topmost, most powerful amongst you, please come and rescue me. All the demigods then they ran away. We are not the most powerful in the universe. Then Lord Shri Hari heard that call from his Vaikuntha. Immediately he told Garuda, let's go. He sat on the back of Garuda. With high speed, Garuda was flying, but then Lord Shri Hari felt this is not matching with the desperate call and crying of Gajendra. Yathamam Prapadyanta is not getting fulfilled. The call, the cry of Gajendra is very desperate. It's high speed call, and the speed of Garudaji is not matching with the call and cry of Gajendra. So I have to reciprocate. So he got off the back of Garudaji, took Garudaji in his arms, and he started flying with the high speed. Lord doesn't require wings or bird's body to fly. And he started flying with such high speed. It was reciprocal, matching with Gajendra's desperate cry. And while Lord at once reached there and chopped off the head of crocodile, also rescued Gajendra. So, what was the original discussion? We went in Gajendra's story. So it is not their cup of tea, demigods. So then, higher are not able to help. Let's go for highest. So they only propose the priests that uh, if you perform sacrifice for the yajna bhuk, the enjoyer of the sacrifices, that is the Lord, supreme enjoyer. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam, the one who is the enjoyer of all the yajnas, sacrifices and penances. You should worship him, you should perform sacrifice for him. So if he so desires, he can award you a son. These demigods are incapable because your sinful activities are too high, and demigods cannot remove the sinful reactions. They can only award you uh, good results for your piety, good deeds that you have done. But as far as sins are there, they are not able to do that. So for that, aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshishyami. Krishna only can deliver you from all sinful reactions. So perform yajna for his pleasure. Yes.
Pruchi, here I wanted to clarify regarding Ang Maharaj.
Huh?
Ang Maharaj was a pure devotee, or because he's asking, generally pure devotee will never ask anything to demigods like this.
Huh?
Generally, a pure devotee will never ask to demigods like this separately for these
It
things.
is understood. Demigods are Deva Narayana Angajaha. They are the limbs of the body of the Lord. Like them. And it is all under the guidance of the superior priests.
So it is not coming in karma kind of.
No Acharya has mentioned like that it is karma kanda or something. Okay, that is 32nd, 33rd. तथा स्वभागधेय ग्रहिष्यन्ति दिवौकसः यद् यज्ञ पुरुषः साक्षात् अपत्याय हरिर्वृतः. When Hari, the supreme enjoyer of all sacrifices, is invited to fulfill your desire for a son, all the demigods will come with him and take their shares in the sacrifice. That is secondary. They will come. Now they cannot come on their own. They are not capable of. But when Lord comes, they will come. Because yajna means satisfaction of the supreme Lord. Yajna vai saha. The sacrifices performed are meant for Lord Vishnu, not for the demigods. Bhaga Dheyani means the offerings held, Dheyani, in vessels, which are their share. It seems there are the share of demigods we talk, na? In Yajna and all. So literally there is vessel. Everyone has vessel. Indra will have his vessel, Chandra. Somras will be there, but they have that patra. Diksha patra kind of. So when you carry your plate to Prasadam hall, Papasadam, remember demigods also carry their vessels. But only thing they don't take food. They don't take amras. They take only somras. We may say, I am not interested in somras. Amras is nice. But because you have not tested somras, that's why you are feeling like that. Once you taste somras, you'll forget amras. But if you taste namras, you'll forget somras also. At least amras you'll forget. Somras anyway you have not tested. In previous lives you might have been demigods. You might have tested also. But with the body change, tatha dehantara praptir, the remembrance is also gone. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani tava charjuna tanham veda sarvani natvam vetta parantapa. You don't remember because you changed body. I did not change my body. My body was Satchidananda then. Same Satchidananda body I have now also. I am the same person. So I did not forget. You forgot. You changed the body. So that is 33rd. 34. Tamstan kaman hariryad yad. Tamstan kaman harirdadyad. Yan yan kamayate janah. Aradhito yathai vaisha. Tatha pumsam phalodayah. The performer of the sacrifices under karmakand activities achieves the fulfillment of the desire for which he worships the Lord. Here karmakand word has come. Prabhupada has put it in bracket. In the Sanskrit words, is there word for karmakand? Sanskrit doesn't seem to be having. And here the sacrifice is for the Lord. So for Lord, when you perform sacrifice, it will not come so much in karmakand. Karmakand will be for demigods generally. Okay, let's see the purport. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Lord says that He awards benedictions to the worshipper according to his desire. The Supreme Personality of Godhead gives all living entities conditioned within this material world full freedom to act in their own way. But to his devotee, He says that instead of working in that way, it is better to surrender unto Him. for he will take charge of the devotee. That is the difference between a devotee and a fruitive actor. The fruitive actor enjoys only the fruits of his own activities, but a devotee, being under the guidance of the Supreme Lord, simply advances in devotional service to achieve the ultimate goal of life, to go back home, back to Godhead. The significant word in this verse is kaman, which means sense gratificatory desires. A devotee is devoid of all kaman. He is anyabilashita shunya. A devotee is always devoid of all desires for sense gratification. His only aim is to satisfy or gratify the senses of the Lord. That is the difference between a karmi and a devotee. Here also karma kanda is not specified. Only there, but that also we don't know why Prabhupada put it in bracket and when it is not there in the verse. And that to sacrifices for the Supreme Lord. Anyway. He sees the Lord. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that is true. But here why Prabhupada is using the word karma kand? 35th. Iti vyavasita vipras tasya rajyah prajataye पुरोडाशम निरवपन क्षिपिविष्टाय विष्णवे. Thus, for the sake of his son, for King Anga, they decided to offer oblations to Lord Vishnu, who is situated in the hearts of all living entities. In purport, Prabhupada says, sometimes small animals are killed in a medical laboratory to investigate therapeutically therapeutic effects. In a medical clinic, the animals are not revived, but in the yagya arena, when animals were sacrificed, they were again given life by the potency of Vedic mantras. So nice comparison, isn't it? Now you must be knowing, these medicines directly are not tested on human beings, but on animals, but very deadly. You must have seen videos or something. No? They put some chemical on the skin of the rabbit, and that portion, the hair and the skin gets burnt only. And the whole life, that skin cannot be now made smooth. And sometimes the animal may die also because the medicine is too intense, too heavy, and the body of the animal is not capable. If they test it on human being dies, they will be behind bars. So they will not do that. So they experiment on animals. And poor animals, they suffer like anything. Some of them die also in the testing process. But yajnas that were performed by qualified Brahmins in the Vedic times, they would be able to bring back the old animal into young body or sometimes even human body. The word Shipi Vishtaya appears in this verse. Shipi means the flames of the sacrifice. In the sacrificial fire, if the oblations are offered into the flames, then Lord Vishnu is situated there in the form of the flames. Therefore, Lord Vishnu is known as Shipi Vishta. If you become guru in future, you fall short of names of disciple. You can name your disciple as Shipi Vishta Das. Everybody will be stunned. Guru Maharaj, ये क्या है? Were you in shipping navy earlier? Shipi Vishta. What is that? So you can show them 4:13:35. Purport last line. In the sacrificial fire, if the oblations are offered into the flames, then Lord Vishnu is situated there in the form of the flames. Therefore, Lord Vishnu is known as Shipi Vishnu. You might have heard this word Shikipichadhari. How many of you heard? Shikipichadhari Das. Shikhi is peacock. Picha is tail. And in tail means that feather, one feather in the tail. Shiki Pichadhari. Krishna's name is Shiki Pichadhari. He holds peacock feather in his head. So Shipi Vishta. Prabhupada has given some amazing names to his disciples. 5,000 disciples. No? Mahamaya Devi Dasi. Up to Brahman Guru Brahmananda Das. Everybody say Mayavadi name. Sorry, not Bhavanand, Bhavanand Prabhu. Bhavanand Prabhu, Bhavanand, Bhavanand, what? Sense gratification. One who takes pleasure in sense gratification. So he became little dejected when he heard some God brothers saying like that. What kind of name? That means he must be having some tendency like that, no? Das. Like that. He went to Prabhupada and said, Prabhupada, what is the meaning of this Bhavanand? Everybody is joking about it, cracking jokes on me. Prabhupada said, the only pleasure that you have in the material world, which you don't have in spiritual world, is preaching. Bhava Anand. So one who takes pleasure in preaching, that is called a Bhavanand. So you are servant of that preaching activity. Then you are so ecstatic because preaching das. What an amazing name. That means he is kind of born preacher now. Prabhupada has sanctified. Prabhupada has what do you call? Yeah, not sacrifice, sanctified. Prabhupada has sanctioned it. Prabhupada has mentioned it. So like that. Thus, for the sake of a son for King Anga, they decided to offer oblations to Lord Vishnu, who is situated in the hearts of all living entities. In the commentary, Chakravartipad writes, they offered the sacrificial material called Purodasham. How many of you have heard this word Purodasham earlier? I heard. I read twice Bhagavatam. So, Purodash is there. They offered the sacrificial material called Purodash. Sacrificial material is called Purodasham. Shipi Vishtaya means unto the Lord who has entered the sacrificial animals in the form of sacrifice. Lord has also entered the sacrificial animals. Yagyo vai Vishnu Pashavaha Shipir Yagya eva Pashushu Pratitishthati. Vishnu is the sacrifice. See what all Vishnu is. Vishnu is sacrifice. The animals are the sacrifice. And he is situated in the animals. Taittiriya Samhita, Black Yajur Veda. Black Yajur Veda you heard? Huh? Huh? Krishna Yajur you heard? Then is there Shukla Yajur Veda also? And maybe Rakta Yajur Veda? And maybe Pita Yajur Veda? Maybe Neela Yajur Veda? Find out. Homework for Bhakti Vaibhav students. We did not see this. Anyway, this is long section 25 to 39. Maitreya narrates events leading to Vena's birth. That is still continuing. 36th. Tasmat Purusha Uttastho Hemamalyam Hemamali Alam Amalambaraha Hiranmayena Patrena Siddhamadaya Payasam. What does this remind you of? Hiranmayena Patrena. Ishopnishad only. Or something specific in that. Verse number 15. Hiranmayena Patrena Satya. Nobody remembers. You all got degree of Bhakti Shastri or you directly came to Bhakti Vaibhav? That was there for memorization. Marathi it is called Pudsa Pat, Magcha Sapat. As you keep memorizing future things, further thing, you keep forgetting past things. Pudsa Pat. Next you keep memorizing Magcha Sapat. Earlier thing, previous things become flat. Nothing is memorized. Nothing is remembered. Hiranmayena Patrena Satyasya Pihitam Mukham Tattam Pushan Apavruno Satya Dharmaya Drushtaye. If you read Prabhupada books, you will memorize this shloka. I have memorized only because of reading Prabhupada book. I have not memorized all those 18 verses of Sri Shopnishad. Only that invocation, Om Purnamada Purnamam, then first one, Ishavasyam, then this 15th, because this was there for, I think this was also there mostly for memorization, mostly. But Prabhupada books, Prabhupada quotes at least few times. As soon as the oblation was offered in the fire, a person appeared from the fire altar wearing a golden garland and a white dress. He was carrying a golden pot filled with rice boiled in milk, payasam. 37. Savipranumato raja गृहीत्वाञ्जलिनौदनम् अवघ्राय मुदा युक्तः प्रादात् पत्न्या उदारधिः. The king was very liberal, and after taking permission from the priest, he took the preparation in his joint palms, and after smelling it, he offered a portion to his wife. Purport middle. As will be explained in later verses, this incident was not very favorable for the king. Since the king was very liberal, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in order to increase his detachment from this material world, willed that a cruel son be born of the queen, so that the king would have to leave home. That yasyaham anugrahanami harishe tad dhanam shanai. One upon whom I shower my causeless mercy, unlimited mercy, slowly, slowly, I take away his material possessions, which are causing material attachment. Harishe, tadhanam, shanai, slowly. So, do you want Krishna's mercy upon you? Yasyaham anugrahanami. He will slowly take away your things. If you are ready, Lord is ever ready. That means you will be a fit candidate for sannyas. One is all the time detached. He doesn't have things only. Things are taken away by Krishna. He's detached. Did not Prabhupada take sannyas like that? At least Vanaprastha. He was a grasta and lot of failures, but then ultimately he invested, it seems, how much? 40,000 rupees in Kanpur factory. Isn't it? 40,000? That was 40,000 was a big amount before 1956 or whatever it was. Huge amount. 40,000. But then it was all gone. Prabhupada was informed. Finished. Prabhupada laughed and said, Yasyaham anugrahanami harishe tad dhanam shanai. And then that last factory was gone, last investment. Then he took Vanaprastha. 38. Sa tatpumsavanam ragi prasya vai patyuradadhe garbham kala upavrute kumaram sushuve apraja. Although the queen had no son, after eating that food, which had the power to produce a male child, she became pregnant by her husband, and in due course of time, she gave birth to a son. You can see how prasad acts. In one sense, Purodash was offered, and then Lord Vishnu offered this payasam to the king. King smelt it, gave it to his wife. So in the womb, there was no possibility of conceiving a child. But after she ate, now the impurities are and all are over. Because this is prasad. In the subtle body, the sinful reaction was stored in the form of inability to conceive a child. But now the subtle body is purified because of prasadam payasam, and the gross body accordingly was having the capability. So next time when they had sexual intercourse, King Anga and his wife Sunita, immediately she conceived not just child, a male child. She became pregnant by her husband, and in due course of time, she gave birth to a son. 9 months later, she gave birth. Purport. Among the 10 kinds of purificatory processes, one is Pumsavan. Pum Savanam, in which the wife is offered some prasad or remnants of foodstuff offered to Lord Vishnu, so that after sexual intercourse with her husband, she may conceive a child. Savanam seems to be producing child, and Pum means male. Male child will be born. Pum Savanam. Savanam is producing child. Pum means male child. 39th. Sabala eva purusho मातामहम् अनुव्रतः अधर्मांशोद्भवं मृत्युं तेनाभवद् अधार्मिकः. That boy was born partially in the dynasty of irreligion. His grandfather was death personified, and the boy grew up as his follower. He became a greatly irreligious person. Sunita's father was death personified. The child's mother Sunita was the daughter of death personified. Generally, the daughter receives the qualifications of her father, and the son acquires those of the mother. So, according to the axiomatic truth that things equal to the same thing are equal to one another, the child born of King Anga became the follower of his maternal grandfather. According to Smriti Shastra, the child generally follows the principles of his maternal uncle's house. Naranam Matula Karma means that a child generally follows the qualities of his maternal family. I think on this closed book exam, question is there. Naranam Matula Karma. Check whether you have qualities of your mother and whether your mother has qualities of your maternal grandfather. Analyze afterwards. Next paragraph, second line. Sometimes the Lord arranges an unfortunate wife for his devotee so that gradually, due to family circumstances, the devotee becomes detached from his wife and home and makes progress in devotional life. So, who is he talking about? About himself also. His wife, Radharani Datta, was not so inclined for spiritual life. She sold out Prabhupada's Bhagavad Gita manuscripts and with that purchased some biscuits, dipping the biscuits in the tea. She was eating nicely. So then Prabhupada was looking for his manuscripts, searching here, searching there, this drawer, this locker, that locker, not finding, and he just asked his wife. She said, I sold it to get tea and biscuit. Prabhupada asked, do you want tea or me? She said, tea. She said, na, a bird in hand is better than two in the bushes. You see, two birds are there in the bushes. You want to capture them. You have already captured one bird in your hand, it is there. So now those two birds are not so easy because they have flying ability, they can fly away when you try to capture them. But then you can be satisfied that at least you have one in the hand. A bird in the hand is better than two in the bushes. There are two there. If you get two more apart from the one in the hand, you can get totally three. But in the process of getting those two, you might as well lose this one in the hand. Then the overall it will be zero. You want from 1 to 3, but from 1 it may become 0. So be satisfied. Better one in the hand than the two in the bushes. So she said, tea is in the hand only, in the cup. So that is better. And Prabhupada was also for business reason would go here and there. Was not so much present in Kolkata with wife and children. So they thought tea is daily basis, morning, evening. So better continue with tea. Then Prabhupada took it very seriously. Left the house. 1 month got over, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months. Wife became, and children also became worried, concerned. Because so long he had not been for any business tour, whether to Bombay, Kanpur, or anywhere. So she sent the son, Vrindavan Chandra. He went here, there. They knew he is well connected to Gaudiya Mutt, his guru's mutts. So they searched here, there, everywhere. Ultimately, in one some remote Gaudiya Mutt somewhere, he found Prabhupada was staying there. Son, Vrindavan Chandra invited, father, please come back. Mother and other siblings, my siblings are concerned. Prabhupada said, no, I will not come. So sometimes the Lord arranges an unfortunate wife for his devotee so that gradually, due to family circumstances, the devotee becomes detached from his wife and home and makes progress in devotional life. So that's what was arranged for Anga also by the Lord's divine arrangement. In the commentary, Chakravartipad writes, due to faults on the mother's side, that the son, Vena, was irreligious. But because of rising from sacrifice to Vishnu, which was caused by the father's material detachment, he became beneficial to the father since he gave rise to Pruthu and thereby increased the fame of the family. So positive side was also there for Vena, that he was born as an outcome of that Purodash which was offered and payasam that Lord Vishnu offered through Anga to Sunitha. So because of that, Vena became beneficial to the father since Vena gave rise to Pruthu and thereby increased the fame of the family. Anga became famous. Oh, in his dynasty, Pruthu was born. Though in between Vena was born, but no problem because Vena was born from the Payasam. So in one sense, nothing is absolutely bad. There is some good always there in everything. One who is able to see good in bad also, he has a better vision. 6 visions are told, no? Seeing only bad, seeing good and bad, but only focusing on bad, seeing good and bad and just seeing bad and then just what do you call make it big, appear big, and then seeing only good, seeing good and appreciating, and then what do you call? Slok is there. Huh? You give me in written afterwards. Maharaj asked, morning I asked Maharaj, afternoon I am asking you, Madhyandinam, evening I will ask from some other devotee, Sayam, Pratar, Madhyandinam, Sayam, like that. Okay. So that is 39th, 40th. Sasharasanam udyamya मृगयुर्वनगोचरः हन्ति असाधुर्मृगान् दीनान् वेनो असावित्य रौञ्जनः. After fixing his bow and arrow, the cruel boy used to go to the forest and unnecessarily kill innocent deer. And as soon as he came, all the people would cry, here comes cruel Vena, here comes cruel Vena. Purport: Kshatriyas are allowed to hunt in the forest for the purpose of learning the killing art, not to kill animals for eating or for any other purpose. In the war, they will have to see blood, beheaded heads, and arrows pierced in the bodies of different warriors, and they are trembling, blood is oozing out of the body. All these very deadly scenes they have to face on the war field. That's why, and wars are once in a while only in life. Sometimes only one war, maybe 2, 3, 5, 10 wars, not daily basis. If they don't have habit of seeing this blood and bloodsheds, they will be scared in the actual war. That's why they have to see daily. So hunting excursion was allowed for Kshatriyas, but they would hunt only the ferocious animals which have become dangerous for human beings in the villages around the forest, not just innocent animals. So the way he is, from the beginning of Vena's life, Vena was fearful, that means fearsome to the citizens. Seeing him from far off, the people would shout, here comes Vena. Maybe he's coming to kill us too. He anyway just now killed animals in the forest, innocent animals. Now we are also innocent citizens of this forest of material enjoyment or forest of concrete, whatever the forest that time of houses. So he might kill as well, might as well kill us also. So run. So they would run when the Vena would be returning from his hunting excursions, going to his palace. On the way, all the citizens they would run from the streets to inside their houses, from houses towards the jungle. And after he reaches palace, we can come back from jungle to our houses. Some safe place. Otherwise, facing this Vena is very dangerous. He has killed innocent animals in the forest. Might as well he may kill us who are innocent citizens. 41. Akride kridato balan vayasyan atidarunah prasayya niranukroshaha prashumaram amarayat. The boy was so cruel that while playing with young boys of his age, he would kill them very mercilessly, as if they were animals meant for slaughter. Can you imagine? He might as well take his sword and chop off the head of some boy of son of minister. Or he may just take the leg of his friend and just dash him on the stone wall. His head just bursting into blood streams. Hmm? How deadly he was. Pashumaram means killing like animals. 42nd. Tam vichaksha khalam putram शासनैर् विविधैर् नृपः यदा न शासितुं कल्पो वृषम आसीत् सुदुर्मनः. After seeing the cruel and merciless behavior of his son Vena, King Anga punished him in different ways to reform him, but was unable to bring him to the path of gentleness. He thus became greatly aggrieved. Sam, Dam, Danda, Bhed, everything was tried. Nothing was working on Vena. So Anga became greatly aggrieved. 43rd. प्रायेण अभ्यर्चितो देवो ये अप्रजागृहमेधिनः तदपत्य धृतम दुःखम ये न विन्दन्ति दुर्भरम. The king thought to himself, persons who have no son are certainly fortunate. They must have worshipped the Lord in their previous lives so that they would not have to suffer the unbearable unhappiness caused by a bad son. Isn't it? Now, daughter is born, you know, so now even if she has some fault, something here and there, but she is married and gone somewhere. Now, the son is going to be with you for whole life. And if he's a bad son, you will have bad day, bad year, bad month, bad year, bad life for rest of your life. In commentary, Chakravarti writes, the Lord was worshipped by those with no sons, since they do not have to suffer the intolerable burden completely manifested in a bad son. They're thank you, O Lord, for not giving me a son. If bad son was there, my life would be miserable, hellish. Thank you, Lord, for not having any bad son. So they're worshipping the Lord for having awarded them no son. Like that. 44th. Yataha papiyasi kirtir अधर्मश्च महान् नृणाम् यतो विरोधः सर्वेषाम् यत आधीर अनन्तकः. A sinful son causes a person's reputation to vanish. His irreligious activities at home cause irreligion and quarrel among everyone, and this creates only endless anxiety. How many of you have seen, at least in society, some sinful son and leading to ill reputation of his father and family members? You must have seen in your neighborhood somewhere. And his irreligious activities at home cause irreligion and quarrel among everyone. This also how many of you have seen? And other members may be not eating meat, but he says, I want meat. He purchases meat and gives to mother, cook it. I want to eat it. So now mother is not eager to or desirous of cooking, but she has to cook it because attachment to son is there. And the husband becomes angry on the wife. What is this? Why are you cooking this meat? So much sinful food. She says, no, what to do? He wants to eat, otherwise he'll eat outside and it is not good. So better at home. So much fight at home. Quarrel. Purport. It is said that a married couple must have a son. Otherwise their family life is void. Graha putra vinam vina graha shunyam. But a son born without good qualities is as good as a blind eye. A blind eye has no use for seeing, but it is simply unbearably painful. The king therefore thought himself very unfortunate to have such a bad son. 45th. Kastam prajapadesham vai mohabandhanam pandito bahumanneta yadarthaha kleshada gruhaha. Who, if he is considerate and intelligent, would desire such a worthless son? Such a son is nothing but a bond of illusion for the living entity, and he makes one's home miserable. Very simple, I think, analogy would be in our voice, if you have more boys shifting, 10 boys shifting, Raisham says, always 2-digit number boys should shift to voice every year. So this year, 10 boys shifted to your voice. Haribol! You're very happy. But just after few months of their third semester, you find out two or one is so nasty, so dangerous. He just agitating the whole situation. He is what do you call feeding poison to other boys, saying that these are very dangerous people. Anti-preaching kind of thing he's doing. In the voice only is there, and all the time he's telling other boys, and they are all spoiled now. They are all on his side. And one day he just leaves, and other boys also leave to hostel. And the whole voice shuts down. What will you feel? How will you feel? When 10 boys shifted, you had celebration, and you were very happy, and this and that. You were reading Krishna book during their breakfast and lunch or something. And now the whole voice is shut down. You will be so miserable, isn't it? I'm telling this as a story. It is not a story, it is true. One voice in South India completely shut down, stopped. I have been visiting that voice for several years. From day one, that was the only voice existing. And I was so happy. Very simple setup because the congested area of South India, one big city. But then the one boy, his parents became Muslim or something happened, and he became anti, and he started, you know, what do you call that, kind of anti-preaching, wrong preaching to other boys, and he left with them all. And then hardly any third year, final year were there. The whole voice was shut down, and this 1, 2, 3 third year, final year, they were shifted to some nearby voice because you imagine only 1 or 2 students are in the voice, and the rent how will you pay? It will be very difficult, no? So it was unmanageable. So just shut down the voice, shifted these 2, 3 seniors to another voice, which was 15 minutes away from their college. The voice connected to another nearby college. But then what to do? Otherwise, financially, it will be a huge burden. So this is how it is. A bad son creates a hellish home. Is it this? No, no, not this. Who, if he is considerate and intelligent, would desire such a worthless son? Such a son is nothing but a bond of illusion for the living entity, and he makes one's home miserable. So you might as well forsake that person, isn't it? It is said that one member in the family can be forsaken for the sake of saving the family. One family can be forsaken, that means given up, for the sake of saving the village. One village can be forsaken for the sake of saving the state. And one state can be forsaken for the sake of saving the country. And the country can be forsaken for the sake of protecting the entire earth. Just like now the Iran and Israel war. This war may go to such an extent that either America may finish off Iran, or maybe Iran with the help of China may finish off America also, or at least Israel. But then to protect the entire world, you understand? One country may also have to be forsaken. And it is said anything and everything can be forsaken for the sake of the soul or self-realization. You can give up anything and everything. Understand? This is step by step. So one member can be forsaken. That is 45th. We'll just go for some more time. But you overall, don't worry. Your syllabus will end much before. Maybe Friday there will not be any class also. 46th. Sorry, 45th commentary says, such a person is a son in name only, actually being an ocean of suffering. That sun is ocean of suffering. The king decided that out of public shame, he would leave the house full of mental pain, worship the Lord day and night in an unknown place, while taking only roots and fruits, and in that way would make the rest of his life worthwhile. Your body is getting nice feast prasadam wonderfully, but your mind is tortured because of the circumstances you are in. And on the other side, you are not getting very palatable dishes, just getting rice dal, not even sabji daily. But your mind is very peaceful. There is no torture, adhibhautik klesh from people around. Which one you prefer? First situation or second situation? Second, you see. So similarly, Anga preferred the second one. He will go to forest, unknown place. Nobody will know. His wife Sunita will not be with him. Son Vena will not be there. No ministers, no soldiers, no citizen, no one. There will be some scarcity of foodstuff. He will eat roots and fruits. But that is much better than this agitated mind because of uh, rogue and thief like son in the form of Vena. So that is 45th. 46th. Kadapatyam varam manne सदपत्याशुषां पदात् निर्विद्येत गृहान् मर्त्यो यत्क्लेश निवहा गृहः. Then the king thought a bad son is better than a good son. Haribol. Because a good son creates an attachment for home, whereas a bad son does not. A bad son creates a hellish home from which an intelligent man naturally becomes very easily detached. Tagat Shantir Anantaram. By giving up, you experience peace. So, attachment to home can also lead to peace. And that homely attachment can be given up by having bad son at home. In the purport, last few lines, King Anga, therefore, thinking in terms of detachment, accepted his bad son as a good impetus for detachment from home life. He therefore considered his bad son his friend, since he was helping him become detached from his home. Ultimately, one has to learn how to detach oneself from attachment to material life. Therefore, if a bad son, by his bad behavior, helps a householder to go away from home, it is a boon, not a curse. It is a boon. So you can see philosophical analysis can help you to cool down, can ultimately give you happiness, bliss also. If you don't have knowledge, if you are in ignorance, ignorance leads to misery also. Now he was thinking, oh, this bad son creating hell at home. Better just go to forest, just lead a simple ascetic life, ascetics life. That would be better. But now another thought came because he has heard a lot of philosophy. He was in Gurukul as a brahmachari for whatever 15, 20 years. So now he got a higher realization. Oh, bad son is a boon, not a curse, because he makes you detach from homely comforts. So good. I'm more fortunate than those people who don't have a son. Commentary. He understood that this son would be a cause of developing a test, T-A-S-T-E, test for renunciation. The Lord being merciful, wanting to bring me to his lotus feet, though I am blind with material enjoyment, has given me this son. This was his understanding. So I was having a lot of material attachment, attraction to material life, family life, royal life. And now Lord has arranged this bad son, Haribol, very good. Now Lord is making me detached. 47. Evam sa nirvinna mana drupo gruhat nishita utthaya mahodayodayat alabdha nidro anupalakshito drubhi hitwagato vena suvam prasuptam. Thinking like that, King Anga could not sleep at night. He became completely indifferent to household life. Once, therefore, in the dead of night, he got up from bed and left Vena's mother, his wife, who was sleeping deeply. He gave up all attraction for his greatly opulent kingdom, and unseen by anyone, he very silently gave up his home and opulence and proceeded towards the forest. So he had sleepless nights for a few days, and one fine night he just left home. Purport. In this verse, the word Mahodayo Dayat indicates that by the blessings of a great soul, one becomes materially opulent. But when one gives up attachment to material wealth, that should be considered an even greater blessing from the great souls. Many materialistic people approach sadhu, sadhu Maharaj, please, please, bless me, my son, he'll get a good job, high paying job. Hmm. Or he will get chance to go to foreign for higher education. Or my daughter to get a very rich family as her whatever in-laws and all that. So in case the sadhu blesses and people become opulent, their material desires are fulfilled. This is one level of boon. But higher level boon of the sadhu could be one gives up attachment to material wealth. That is even greater blessing. Prabhupada said, Krishna tested me twice. First, he took away everything from me. Mm, what is that? Yasyaham anugranami harishya taddanam shane. But then next he tested me by giving me everything, all the opulences of the world, 108 temples, thousands of disciples, lakhs of books distributed, and having an international society, famous all over the world. All people in society are talking about this organization and the Swami and his disciples. So much fame. So it is spiritual. So that's why materially everything was taken away first, and then spiritually so much of prosperity came. But here, materially things are taken away, and then spiritually he's making progress anyway. In the commentary, Chakratipad writes, Mahodaya Dayat Gruhat means from the house manifesting great wealth. Vena Suvam means the mother of Vena. Sunitha. Suvam means mother. Like Suno means what? Suna. Suno. Son. Nanda Suno Kutaha. Son. But Suvam means mother. Vena Suvam, the mother of Vena, Sunitha. When she was sleeping soundly, he changed his clothes and left. He wore simple clothes. Otherwise, he goes in royal clothes, citizens will catch him. They'll find him out. 48. Vigyaya nirvidya gatam patim prajaha पुरोहितामात्य सुहृद्गणादयः विचिक्युर् ऊर्व्याम् अतिशोककातरा यथा निगूढ़ं पुरुषं कुयोगिनः. When it was understood that the king had indifferently left home, all the citizens, priests, ministers, friends, and people in general were greatly aggrieved. They began to search for him all over the world, just as a less experienced mystic searches out the supersoul within himself. So they were less experienced, that the king would not be traced out because he has become completely renounced. In commentary, Chakratipad writes, the example of the yogis searching for the hidden Paramatma indicates that on that day, the king remained secretly somewhere in his own city. So they went everywhere except maybe city, but he had hidden there only in the city. So that they'll be misguided. And then he came back. He went to forest when they came back from forest. He played trick. 49th, the last. Alakshayantah padavim prajapater हतोद्यमः प्रत्युपसृत्य पुरीं ऋषीन् समेतान् भिवन्द्य साश्रवो न्यवेदयन् भर्तृविप्लवम् भर्तृविप्लवम्. When the citizens could not find any trace of the king after searching for him everywhere, They were very disappointed and they returned to the city where all the great sages of the country assembled because of the king's absence. With tears in their eyes, the citizens offered respectful obeisances and informed the sages in full detail that they were unable to find the king anywhere. Commentary: O Vidura, Vaurava, Bhartru, Viplavam means the disappearance of the king. Bhartru is the king. Viplavam, the absence. End of the chapter. Description of the descendants of Dhruva Maharaj. Any question? At last, I think I forgot to inform. 40 to 49, Anga leaves home due to Vena's atrocities. We just discussed it. Any question? As such, tomorrow onwards, if you have question in between, you asked also few questions. But the last section that we discussed, if you have any question, you may ask.
Starting you said about means those who come in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, they're very fortunate. So like once we were reading CC project, so like those who don't know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, those who they're very unfortunate. Like other sampradayas, they may not be.
Because they don't want Krishna, they want Narayan in Vaikuntha. So then they will not know Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And the higher rasa of Madhurya rasa and all, they don't want to be. They are satisfied in their dasya rasa. So they are, the other sampradayas, they are okay with that. We don't have to worry. This is rasa only. They will also become free from birth, old age, disease, death, hankering, lamentation, hunger, thirst, old age, death. All these troubles and tribulations of material life, they will be freed. They will go to Vaikuntha world and they will be happy with their Lord, Narayan, Keshav, Madhav, Govind, whatever. But we, by some inconceivable, causeless mercy of Mahaprabhu and Prabhupada, that we are introduced to this Brahma Madhav Gaudiya Sampradaya, the highest rasa of Madhurya Ras and highest planet in spiritual worlds called Golok Vrindavan. We should not say that they are unfortunate, they are happy. We are very fortunate, but you cannot say they are unfortunate. They are happy. In case tomorrow they want to upgrade, they want to come, maybe they can come. Any other? What is the question online?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam.
Who is that? I can't.
Narahari Thakur Das.
Who is that?
Narahari Thakur Das.
Narhari
From
Thakur.
Nagpur. Prabhuji, in the Angas Maharaj's case, his son is not up to his expectation. So, means as a king, his father means father, he left this city. So, what lessons means we could take out? Because he could have punished his own son. Means it is said there he tried his way, but is it totally out of control? Means,
Is it?
or if in our life practical scenario, if such some situation
Our voice
arose,
is not clear. Anybody understood? The last portion especially. Is it what you are saying?
Hare Krishna. Now it is audible, clear?
Yeah, somewhat better.
Hare Krishna.
Yeah, last part. Is it what you said? That only you repeat.
So, means I said that when in our life also, when the situation, king left, he could have taken action on Vena Mara, Anga, means when and he rather than Brahmanas killing him, he could have himself killed him, and or just like a one person can be sacrificed for the whole family or something. That sequence in that way, he could have been killed by his father only. That is
Yeah,
one point. And
understood. Yeah.
other point is that whenever our life some tough situations comes, so
In our life,
in our life also some tough situations come, our own constantly or something like that. So decide to leave that situation, and that decision comes when that decision comes. In Angamaras, it is appears that he thought about himself only. rather
See,
than
in our life,
outside.
if we have been in the situation like Anga Maharaj, we should consult our superiors and do the needful accordingly as per their guidance. But as far as Anga Maharaj goes, he is inspired by Chaitya Guru, Lord Paramatma in the heart. That's why he did not thought it wise or whatever to ask the Brahmins. He had so many ministers. Sages were also there, as you said. The sages could kill him, or he himself could kill. He tried many things, Samdam Dandaved, not to the extent of killing Vena. And also scriptures recommend, one more thing, that father should not kill the son. This is also scriptural recommendation. The father only gave birth, na? So he should not. That's what one of the excuses, reasons given by Hiranyakashipu also to Prahlad. That, I would have killed you, but scriptures say that father should not kill son. In the Namkarana Sanskar and all that, there are Sanskrit shlokas in which the father says, "You are me only, born again." That is my Atmaja, like that. So it's like killing oneself. As one cannot kill oneself, that is Atmahatya, that is forbidden. Similarly, killing son is like killing oneself only, because son is nothing but extension of father only. So that's why also Anga could not have gone to the extent of killing his own son. So then he thought, leave it to Lord. Let me just leave this place. Lord will set it right. And having full faith in the Lord, he just left. In our case, if we face some situation like that, we can just take the matter to our superiors. 1, 2, 3 superiors, and whatever they say, we can act accordingly. In case we are not satisfied with their guidance, we can go to 4th superior also. 5th, we can go to Guru also. Prabhupada books, if you read, Prabhupada also can be your Guru, guiding you. But you have to get the proper understanding from the books as to what the book is saying and whether your situation is matching with that or that action is appropriate or not. So better consult some other devotees around. Mahajano yena gatasa panta. Dharmasya tattvam nihitam guhaya. That means life will have a lot of question marks. Got it?
Yes, Prabhuji. Thank you.
Is that okay?
Yes. Clear doubt. Right.
Huh?
Doubt is clear, Prabhu. Yes.
Can't hear you, Prabhu.
Yes. Doubt is clear, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Okay,
Very
Hare
clear.
Krishna.
Okay, Hare.
No. Should we end then? Any other question? Okay, then we end. Thank you for going over time. But maybe we're supposed to cover 37 verses. We already ended the chapter 49. So if we go with this speed, in 4 days only, we are likely to complete. Let's see. Thank you all very much. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Samaveta Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Itai Gaur Premanandi.